game I had ever seen, and I was so proud of our guys for fighting it to the end. But this series between West Plains and Camdenton for about the last decade has been back and forth, and it's turned into quite a rivalry, and it seems like we're evenly matched on the field most years, and the crowd gets into it, and they bring a good crowd down from Camdenton as well.
The Zizzers come off a win last week at Rolla, which was very impressive. I think most people thought playing on the road at Rolla, and Rolla with the team they have this year, thought that would be a pretty, tight competitive game, but it was not. West Plains was just way too much for Rolla.
Yeah, and big kudos to the defense in that game, because Rolla had been putting up some pretty decent numbers offensively, and our Zizzer defense absolutely shut them down. So big improvement for the West Plains Zizzers, both defensively and offensively, from week 1 to week 2 to week 3, and hopefully we can continue that upward trend tonight.
Camdenton lost in week 1, won the last 2 games, and looking at what they did offensively, they beat Waynesville and then they beat Parkview, but those numbers you have to take into account who they're playing against. But they did, after getting really held down by Kickapoo. I think Kickapoo held them just to a touchdown. They've come back in these last 2 weeks and got that offense going. And they're a little bit different in that they play 2 quarterbacks, a smaller kid that'll run the ball and is pretty good running the ball, and Coach Jeff Shore's son, Bear Shore, who is a sophomore but can throw the football pretty good. So we're going to have to pay attention to who's on the field at any given moment.
Absolutely. If anybody remembers, Camdenton used to be a power running team with 2 tight ends, tight end heavy, and throwing a lot of tight end screens. They switched last year to a spread attack similar to Glendale. And of course, I can't remember his name, had a great quarterback and a good wide receiver that could run that system last year, and they were really hard to deal with. So anytime you change that system and then you lose a couple of your great players, it's a little bit of an adjustment period for Camdenton, likely, but they might catch it. They may pick up their steam as the season goes on, and so anytime they're on the field, their offense is on the field, we need to be ready for whatever comes.
All right, we'll take a 2-minute break here. Nate, come back. We'll check the starters for both football teams and kick it off from McDonald's Field at Zizzer Stadium in 2 minutes here on KDY.
Sam, what's that big smile all about?
Butler Heating and Air just installed our new GeoComfort geothermal system. And listen to this. Since we bought our GeoComfort geothermal system before the end of 2020, we get a 26% federal tax credit for the total installed cost.
Sounds like the Butlers did it again.
If you want to save big on your next heating system, then you need a GeoComfort geothermal system. Call Butler Heating and Air at 256-7984.
After the game tonight, tune in to 96.9 The Fox and join me, James Hurt, for the Locker Room Show. We'll recap the scores of area games, hear from some of the area announcers, and we want to hear from you. Call 417-257-0369 and talk about your favorite team. Hand out game balls to deserving athletes. That's the Locker Room Show on 96.9 The Fox tonight, following the Liberty Eagles broadcast. Tune in and call in after the game. That number again, 417-257-0369.
Hi, this is Riley Brown with Lynch Equipment in West Plains. If you have land to take care of and you're looking for a compact or utility tractor, it just so happens that Coyote has some of the toughest, most powerful, most fuel-efficient, most technologically advanced tractors ever. If you're not familiar with Coyote, that's K-I-O-T-I, and we'd like to say hello. Stop in and see my parents, Scott and Crystal Brown, here at Lynch Equipment in West Plains. Coyote has a whole pack of models to choose from.
Sam, what's that big smile all about?
Butler Heating and Air just installed our new GeoComfort geothermal system. And listen to this. Since we bought our GeoComfort geothermal system before the end of 2020, we get a 26% federal tax credit for the total installed cost.
Sounds like the Butlers did it again.
If you want to save big on your next heating system, then you need a GeoComfort geothermal system. Call Butler Heating and Air at 256-7984.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
All right, let's check the starters for both football teams. First of all, for the West Plains Zizzers, 3-0, coached by Matt Perkins. Starting lineup on the defense, we'll start with there. On the defensive side of the football, cornerback will be Heston Miller and Dagan Kinslow. The slot corner will be Jesse Hudson. At the other slot corner, it'll be Landon Casey. Also a slot corner who will be subbing in and out of the ball game will be Zach Campbell. Jason Lopez will also see time there. At safety, Chance Eldringhoff and Josh Zizzer. Linebackers position, Titus Seeley. Defensive ends will be Connor Lair and Garrett Brown. And at defensive tackle will be Sebastian Rogers. On the offensive side for West Plains, the offensive line will be Jalen James, Blake Reed, Magnus Sanders, Cole Easley, and Gabe Dietrich. At wideout, Colt Hickson. Tight end will be Kyler Stowers. The H-back will be Connor Lair. Running back, Titus Seeley. At the wideout, Heston Miller. And the quarterback, Dagan Kinslow. For the Camdenton Lakers, their starting lineup on the offensive side. Across the front, it'll be Wyatt Mueller, Cesar Shapiro, Devin Stamper, Tyler Perry, and Dakota Davis. On the wideout side, they'll have three wideouts, Cooper Izzard, along with Eli Griffin, Jaden Follicolner, and also they'll have Cam Dernan and Philip Curley, who will play a lot. Jacob Wormsley will be the starting quarterback. Bear Shore will play quite a bit as well. On the defensive side, they platoon, and that could be a big advantage for them tonight. Defensive ends are Parker Wormick and Caden Davis. Defensive tackles are Landon Thomas and Alex Pryor. At the nose, it's Kevin Jarquin. Linebackers will be Wiley Powers and Brady Ford. The corners are Cale Bentley and Connor Miller, and at safety, Adrian Klein and Jaden Parkman. So the captains meet at midfield before we get this football game started tonight. Representing the Lakers, David Stamper, and he is a senior. And for the Zizzers, it'll be Titus Seeley, and we'll figure out who's going which way and who gets the football to start the football game. The Zizzers will be in the home red outfits, red shirts, red pants, black numerals, and black helmets. The Lakers will be in their traveling white with purple hats and purple pants. West Plains will receive to the north end zone, and that's how this game will start. One thing that we can point at so far that's been a really good trend for West Plains, Reed, is generally this football team has been able to stay very healthy, and tonight they're pretty much at full strength.
Yeah, it looks like they're at full strength. There's a couple guys I see that are on the Red Cross crew, Aiden Holt being one of them in a knee brace. We certainly pray for that young man, and hopefully he recovers soon. But, yeah, we're running a bunch of players both ways, platooning as well. So it's always nice when we can get our best athletes on the field and we can keep them healthy at the same time and win.
And we have a larger crowd here tonight than we had in the home opening game against Springfield Hillcrest. And one thing I think we can pretty much count on, this is going to be a good football game. Hillcrest was a terrific game, and this one figures to be just as good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a good game when you play the Camdenton Lakers, and I've been excited about this one all week, and we're in for some great, entertaining football, Harlan.
Hope you enjoy the game on the radio. Up top on the far side, Jim Lambert, Tom Marhefka are doing the video stream, and they'll be bringing that to you on our website and on our Facebook page. And wherever you are watching or listening tonight, we're happy to have you with us. Week 4 of the 2020 football season is just about ready to go. As mentioned, the Zizzers won the toss. They'll be receiving. As we look at the field to our left, and if you're watching on the stream, it's just the opposite. The kicker is Cam Dernan, a 5'11", 155-pound sophomore. And here's the kick, and a high floater comes down at the 18-yard line, and the Zizzers return to the 20, the 25, the 29-yard line before the tackle is made. And that's how this football game starts. West Plains with a 1st down and 10 on the return by Jesse Hudson.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Ozarks Medical Center with Dr. Edwin Roeder, board-certified orthopedic surgeon, and he is the Zizzer team physician.
So let's see what West Plains does here on their first possession against this Camdenton defense. West Plains with really good size on the offensive line, and they would love to be able to run the football tonight. We'll see what the Lakers do, how they decide to key defensively. And, of course, anytime Titus Seeley's out there, they're going to keep an eye on him. Spread set with an H-back. Man in motion from the left, and that's Seeley. He sets up to the left of the quarterback, Kinslow. Fake to him. Kinslow turns it up at the 30-yard line, spins forward nearly to the 35, and that'll be a pickup of close to 5 yards on the play. Tackle that time for Camdenton made by Caden Davis, and it's 2nd down and about 6.
Nice hole initially by the offensive line that time, and that was a Fake to Seeley, and Kinslow takes it off to the left side. Good yardage on first down.
Wide man split to the right is Heston Miller as the play comes from the sideline. Snap, handoff, Seeley, stutter step, back up the middle, spins loose, gets up to the 40-yard line. That should be a first down. If he gets the mark that we see on the near sideline, that should be plenty for the first down. Let's see what kind of favor they'll do us here. It is going to be a first down for West Plains.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by J&J Recovery. Towing services 24/7. No job too big or too small.
Empty backfield with the quarterback Kinslow takes the snap. 1st and 10. Flare out to the left side. Catch made. 40, 45, 50-yard line, and another West Plains first down. That'll be good for about 12, maybe 13 yards on the play. And Seeley was the guy on the reception and the run. And they're going to mark it as another first down right at the 50.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by West Plains Bank, where every customer leaves a friend.
So the Zizzers moving the chains here on their first possession of the night. 2 first downs and counting.
Moving rather quickly as well.
No huddle. Here's the snap. End around to the right side. Seeley turns it up. He gets to the line of scrimmage and up to about the 48-yard line before he is tackled there by Wiley Powers, sophomore linebacker for the Camdenton Lakers. Gain of 2.
One thing about Titus Seeley is he always turns a bad situation into good. That should have been a tackle for a loss. He absolutely ran over one of the defensive linemen and was able to get positive yardage.
Now we'll have Connor Lair deep behind Dagan Kinslow on 2nd and 8 from the 48 of Camdenton. Straight up the middle and a nice run inside the 45. Broken tackle, 2 tackles down close to the 40. That's going to be close, just shy of a first down by about a half a yard.
Talk about somebody that's hard to bring down. Connor Lair is a really big kid, and he has some speed, and he absolutely bowled over 2 or 3 kids on his way to a 7 or 8 yard gain.
That looked like the old draw play right there, and Connor got ahead of steam as he hit the line of scrimmage. Now 3rd and 1, and a hard count draws Camdenton offside. They had both defensive ends come across, and that'll be a first down for West Plains and move the ball down to near the 36-yard line of Camdenton.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply. They are more than a farm store.
That's good enough for another Zizzer.
So hopefully this is a sign of more things to come for West Plains. First down and 10 from the 35-yard line of Camdenton. Here's the snap. Fake it. Kinslow up the middle across the 35 near the 33-yard line. That'll be a gain of close to 3 and bring up a 2nd down for the Zizzers. A tackle made by Caden Davis, his 2nd tackle on this drive. And we've got a Zizzer down on the field.
It looked like he was grabbing his ankle a little bit. He might have got rolled up from the backfield, and that is always a bad feeling, Harlan.
So with a timeout on the field, we'll take a 1-minute timeout and come back in just a bit. We're just underway at McDonald's Field at Zizzer Stadium with the score, West Plains and Camdenton 0-0. Back in a minute on KDY.
It's been said the best things in life are free, like free checking from West Plains Bank and Trust Company, including free mobile banking with deposit, free bill pay, free e-statements, and free Zizzer debit card that gives back to the school each time you use it to make a purchase. And, did I mention, you receive a free gift just for opening an account. Refer a friend who opens an account and you both get a free gift. View account detail at westplainsbank.com. West Plains Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Call Ozark Hills Insurance at 257-1285. 4 locations: West Plains, Thayer, Gainesville, Mountain Home.
The Zizzers play here on today's Hot New Country KDY.
Timeout for an injury. The injured player, Magnus Sanders, the Zizzers 6 foot, 320-pound sophomore lineman. And some excellent news. He's walking off under his own power, gingerly, but walking off the field. So that's That's a very good development there.
And he's a tough kid. I'm willing to bet they'll send him to the sideline, tape him up, and he'll be back in at some point in this game.
Now he's going to hobble off the field, holding that right leg up, and gets to the bench. So hopefully it's a tweak and he'll be okay to come back later on. Meanwhile, Zizzer's come to the sideline. Matt Perkins sends his team back out. Boy, this has been a good opening drive. Moving the ball on the ground, one pass play, which picked up about 10. Now it's 2nd down and 8. Kinslow with Seeley in the backfield. 3 to the right. Here's a fake. Look down the field, down the right sideline. Man is open. Ball cut. Touchdown, West Plains. How about that throw from Dagan Kinslow, Reed? That's right on the button.
I think he's getting a little bit more confident now with his throws, but that was an absolute beautiful throw. And we saw a throw similar to that on the other side of the field 2 weeks ago here. He really has a nice touch. Can put it right in the breadbasket. Good touchdown. Good opening drive by the West Plains Zizzers.
That was a terrific throw. I wanted to say that was Connor Lair, but I'm not completely positive on the catch, but that was a heck of a throw. And catch, for that matter.
And it really wasn't bad coverage by Camdenton. It was just that good of a throw.
So at 9:03 in the first, a touchdown pass, and here's the extra point kick. And it is booted, and it is good. So Nate Thomas adds the extra point. 9:03 to go in the first quarter. Your score, West Plains 7, Camdenton nothing. Back in a minute on KDY.
School is back in session, and while everything is different this year, the one thing that stays the same is that never-ending mountain of laundry. And there doesn't seem to be enough hours in the day to get it all done. That's where Zizzer Buggy Bath comes in. Load up all your laundry and drop it off, and they will wash it, dry it, fold it, everything but put it away. Save yourself precious time with a trip to Zizzer Buggy Bath and Coin Laundry, Porter Wagner Boulevard, West Plains.
Hi, this is Anna. If you're looking for appliances, we have a ton of inventory and offer same-day delivery. 0% financing for those who qualify. We have customers drive from all over to shop with us because of our large selection and in-stock major brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana, all ready to pick up today.
Hawkins Home and Lawn. Best brands, best service since 67.
Ozark Conference football excitement continues now with the Zizzers on KDY.
We're back after the Zizzer touchdown. The kick all the way down to the 3-yard line. Here comes the return. Big hit right at the 20. That hit would have made the hit list right there, Reed Grigsby. That was a fine play. And I
believe that was
that Nate?
That was my main man, Tristan Clark.
Tristan Clark, yeah.
There
and,
he was.
By the way, the touchdown pass, the reception was Heston Miller, who outran the coverage just straight down the field. And he can outrun a lot of people straight down the field, you know, when you get right down to it.
He certainly can. You talk about an offensive weapon that I'm so glad that we have back after he missed the first 2 weeks. Looked really good against Rolla. He's starting off the game right here tonight as well.
All right, here we go. First down. Jacob Wormsley is in the backfield by himself, and he's got 5 wide. There's a day where if you told me they would run an offense like this, I'd have said, you got to be crazy. Here's a quarterback draw. Wormsley runs, cuts it back, and he'll be spun and finally down at around the 27-yard line. That'll be a good pickup, about 6 yards. On the play for the Camdenton Lakers, they'll play 2 quarterbacks. The coach's son, Bear Shore, who's a sophomore, he can throw the ball pretty well. This kid more of a runner, and they just spread the field and ran it straight up the middle. 2nd down and about 3. Say the 27-yard line is the line of scrimmage. 8 1/4 to go here in the first quarter. Here's a flare pass out to the right flat. Catch is made. That's not going to go very far, if anywhere. We'll say that's no gain. Faulkner on the reception. Tackle made by 3 red shirts over there, and it'll be 3rd down.
A good defense that time by the Zizzers. And, you know, we're lucky we're playing Camdenton at this point in the season, having already played Glendale, because it's a very similar offense. It's a frustrating offense to defend against because they are going to get yardage and they are going to score. That's just the way it's going to be. So we have to play that bend, don't break defense and hope for a turnover and get the ball back on offense and just stay ahead of them on the scoreboard.
Here we go, 3rd down 3. Running play over to the right. And, boy, it's going to be – he didn't make it. He didn't make it. So actually, it's not even that close. On the far side, West Plains, they ran over the right tackle that time. And West Plains with the good defensive play, Faulkner on the carry, but he'll be short of the first down by a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Heston Miller from the secondary makes the stop. So a 3-and-out's a good way to start the game if that's what they're going to do here. It looks like they're going to line up and run the Bob Shore Power I. 4th and 1. And West Plains jumped offside, and that's probably what they intended to do the entire time.
Yeah, you're probably right. And so we put a big package in there on our defensive line, and it includes some of our offensive linemen. So maybe they're not quite so used to playing defensive line, but you have to hold your water in that situation for sure, and that's a lesson learned.
Magnus Sanders out of the lineup on the defensive line. Jalen James is lined up at a tackle spot for West Plains. Here we go. 1st down and 10 for the Lakers. Running left out of the Power I. And Faulkner and a flag on the play. After a gain of a yard or two, we're going to have a penalty call here against. It looks like that's going to be against, from where the flag went down, I'd say against West Plains, but we'll see about that. And we get a holding call. It is against West Plains, a defensive holding call.
A defensive holding call on a running play.
Which is odd.
It's very odd. Anywho.
Normally you see that on a passing play where the receiver gets jammed and whatever, but it's really weird.
Yeah. I'd like to see the replay on that one. Maybe when we get home tonight and watch Big Jim Lambert's live feed. The replay anyway.
1st down, yes, 1st down and 10, 47-yard line of Camdenton. Power I to the right. They'll hand it to the power back. Bouncing off the people, gets to the 50-yard line before the tackle is made. The carry that time by Landon Thomas. 6'2", 240. He may carry the ball some more tonight at that side.
I would say you're right, especially when they get in the short yardage situations because he's a big kid. But good job that time by West Plains Zizzers because he broke one tackle, looked like he was going to have a little bit of an opening, but we made sure that he didn't squirt out and were able to stop him for a short gain.
Same formation, Power I with the up back or the power back to the right side. Double tied in left, and they run to the left. Toss play to the left. They get to the corner, turned it up, tripped up, tackle made after a gain of about 3 on the play. Tackle made that time for West Plains. Landon Casey, who has been a revelation this year for West Plains. He's done a great job, and a kid with minimal experience who's really played well.
Minimal experience, and he is a two-sport player. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but he is a varsity soccer player and a varsity football player. I can't imagine the miles that his parents put on their car, and I really don't know how he's able to make both practices, but he does, and he's been a welcome addition to the West Plains Zizzers.
3rd down and 3, and for the 3rd straight play, Camdenton lines up in the Power I to the right. Tailback will get it. Gets mashed in the backfield and buried. Connor Lair, the first one there. And that'll be no gain. Should be probably even a half a yard loss on the play. Now it's 4th down.
4th down and long, and so we're back in this situation where we cannot jump off sides. It looks like Camdenton might be sending in their punter, though. Still can't jump off sides.
Still can't jump off sides. Across the way, top of the press box, there's Jim Lambert and Tom Marhefka. How about that? We'd wave. There they are. On a beautiful night, 70 degrees. It's the last temperature I saw. It's probably cooler than that now. And now Camdenton will line up with the quarterback deep, which could be a quick kick. Now they're going to throw a screen pass out to the right. Catch made, 1st down made to the 39-yard line. So 1st down on a pickup of 5 on the play. They needed about 4, and they got plenty for the 1st down there. That was a good, well-executed play.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by West Plains Lock and Key, where tradition meets technology. 69
degrees here at kickoff tonight, 59% humidity. Not much of a breeze, just I don't know how it could be any nicer than this.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Power ride to the right. 1st and 10 from the 39 of West Plains as Camdenton is marching. They'll take it over the right side and Gang tackled after a gain of 2-3 yards on the play up to around the 36-yard line. Faulkner on the carry, and that'll bring up 2nd down and about 7.
So not only is Camdenton running 2 different quarterbacks, they're running 2 totally different offenses. They'll come out in the spread offense similar to Glendale, then they're pulling back into a power I situation and running it in between the tackles.
Wormsley, the kid playing quarterback right now for Camdenton, is a 6 foot, 150-pound senior. Power I left. They fake it to the left. Roll out pass. The left-hander throws it down the sideline. Man is there. It's intercepted.
That's our ball.
Intercepted by West Plains. What a heck of a play by Dagan Kinslow coming over from the safety position to pick it off. If it is an interception, that is.
They're having a little conference on the sideline right now. So, no, they're saying that it hit the ground.
Well, that was about as close as it could be and not be an interception. That was a very good play on the ball. Good throw, good coverage, though.
Great coverage at that time, and Kinslow made a perfect break for the ball right at the right time and almost came up with that big turnover that I was hoping for.
3 wide to the right, 2 to the left. Get after the quarterback. They're going to run that slant screen to the inside. Catch is made, tripped up across the 30 near the 1st down. That's going to be very close for Camdenton, and that was a well-executed play. Didn't go for a big gain, but the catch and run by Cooper Izard picks up some pretty good yardage, and that'll bring up, well, it's going to be enough for the 1st down.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by Newberry Floors and More, high-quality flooring with installers on staff.
While West Plains had an impressive opening drive, Camdenton's had the same here.
And they're using all 4 downs, it seems like.
Jacob Wormsley will bring his team up. Empty backfield. Hard snap count. And now they'll audible. And now a whistle. And they didn't reset the play clock, evidently, or didn't start the play clock. Now it's running. Good crowd here. Enthusiastic crowd. And fans on the opposite side. We welcome them from Camden County. They're dyed-in-the-wool, die-hard fans from Camdenton.
They're great fans. A beautiful town in a lovely area of Missouri, and good people that live in Camdenton. We're happy to have them here.
Back to throw at Wormsley. Flushed out of the pocket, runs to the right. Flushed again, hit and dropped, and a flag on the play. We'll have a sack on the play for West Plains, and it'll be a loss. The tackle made in the backfield by Garrett Drown from the defensive end position. That'll probably be a hold against Camdenton.
It's either a hold or it's going to be an illegal block in the back, but I think they called holding.
So let's see what West Plains wants to do. They're going to decline the penalty, take the down. 2nd down and about 17 for a 1st down. Boy, Garrett Drown has just been fantastic.
He's a player. He has a high motor, a lot of energy. He really shows up to play.
5 wide again for the Lakers. Wormsley from the 37 of West Plains. Little pass out to the left side. Catch is made, and the tackle is made at the 30. As West Plains covered that. Tackle made by 19 for the Zizzers, Josh Leeser. And it'll bring up now 3rd down and about 11. Jack Campbell also credited with an assist on the play. So 3rd down and 11. 4 down territory at the 30 of West Plains. 1:45 to go in this rapidly played 1st quarter. Out of the spread set. Man in motion. They'll fake it. Look to the right. Toss it to the sideline. There is bad pass. It's intercepted. Now that was an interception.
Right. There's no way that you can debate that one. That was caught. Sure, it looked like the pass was just about 2 or 3 yards short. Had a man open initially, but with good positioning by the cornerback for West Plains Zizzers. I didn't see who that was, Harlan.
Dagan Kinslow got it.
Dagan Kinslow. Yeah, he has been our interception master this year thus far.
He almost had one earlier, then he does get a pick right there. So 1:28 to go in the 1st quarter here at McDonald's Field, Zizzer Stadium at West Plains. We'll get the football back with 1:28 to go in the 1st. At Glendale, there would still be 9.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
This is so true.
3 wide to the right. Back to throw. Kinslow almost. Is it picked? It is picked. No, incomplete. The referee immediately called that incomplete. Well, now they're acting like it is an interception.
I believe it was an interception, and he saw that coming and absolutely jumped the pattern. It wasn't a bad play, but I can promise you the West Plains coaches are making notes of that right now, because that would make for a perfect fake and then pass it deep.
The referee made the call, made the signal like it was incomplete. Then he just walked up and they spotted the ball. How about that? That's at the 8-yard line, and 1st and goal to go for the Camdenton Lakers.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Monty's Outdoors. Get your official Zizzer apparel at Monty's Outdoors.
1st down, Faulkner at the tailback out of the power right. Sweep play. The old student body sweep to the right. Tries to bounce it wide. Gets hit at the 6. And hit hard and out of bounds at the 5-yard line. West Plains sideline pursuit is so good. Connor Lair over there to make the final contact and stop the play after a gain of about 3.
We have a really good team speed for that pursuit, which is great. And there's also a flag on the field, and it looks like they're going to call holding against Camdenton Lakers, so that's going to back them up 10 yards.
That play went to the right, and the flag was thrown by the line judge on the opposite side of the field. So someone was evidently trying to make a cutoff block on the backside and got caught doing something. So it's going to be now 1st down from the, looks like out right at the 20-yard line on the right hash mark.
Looked like Jesse Hudson was coming in on a blitz that time from the opposite side of the play, and he almost got disrobed.
5 wide, 1st down. Wormsley is back to throw with the left hand. Little toss on the slip screen. Catch made, short gain on the play. Again, Connor Lair on the stop. The reception made by Philip Curl, a 5'11 senior, split in. 2nd down, and it's still 2nd and goal to go.
And that screenplay was sniffed out perfectly by the Zizzers. You could see the line initially got through, and they sucked right into that screenplay and was able to add a baby.
Wormsley pass out to the flat, and it's caught. Wow.
Is.
How in the world did Eli Griffin catch that ball? It looked like that might have even been a pick 6, as the defense had him double covered, but the ball slipped through somehow.
Landon Casey had a beat on that ball, and if he would have caught it, he would have been gone. There's not many people on the field that could catch him. Just got there about a split second too late.
That's to the 15-yard line. 3rd down and goal from the 15. Wormsley looks over the middle, and a slant caught, and the ball fumbled. It's loose in the end zone, and it's covered by West Plains, and that'll be a touchback, and the Zizzers will get it back. That was a half a yard from a touchdown for Camdenton.
Maybe less than half a yard. If he would have held onto that ball for a split second more, that would have been 6 points for Camdenton. But very fortunate from the West Plains Zizzers, give up an unfortunate turnover and immediately get the ball back. And we'll get the ball on our 20.
Philip Curl was the receiver, cutting from the left slot across, made the catch, spun away from a couple of defenders, and it looked for all the world like he was going to be in the end zone. And right at the doorstep, someone popped that thing loose, and the Zizzers covered it. Well, that was a big play right there.
Sure. You know, if we can score on this drive, then you're looking at a 12-point swing.
I'm betting we run this time on 1st down. From the 20, Seeley up the middle. 23, spun, hit, driven back at around the 24-yard line. I'll tell you what, as the Mountain Grove Panther Hall of Fame coach Carl Williams once would have said a long time ago, there's some striking going on out here tonight.
There really is. Every time we play Camdenton, it's a very physical game. That looks like we're outsizing Camdenton a little bit this year, which is pretty rare for us. But we have some of the biggest linemen that I have ever seen in West Plains history. And it seems like I say that every year, and every year they just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And what a nice asset to have.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score. West Plains 7, Camdenton nothing. Back in a minute on KDY.
West Plains Lock and Key is here for you no matter what life throws at you. Lose your keys or lock your keys in the car? West Plains Lock and Key will come to you and unlock or even cut a new key right there on the spot to keep you going on your way. Do you need to change the locks on your business or home? West Plains Lock and Key is the place to call for that too. If it has a lock, West Plains Lock and Key can help you when you are in need. West Plains Lock and Key, where tradition meets technology. 256-8862.
Stuart Morrison Ready Mix has been serving the Ozarks for over 3 decades. Think about that. And takes great pride in producing quality concrete, offering competitive prices. Stuart Morrison Ready Mix is ready to help you with all your residential, commercial, or agriculture concrete and rock needs. Give them a call today, 256-8171. Stuart Morrison Ready Mix, where you get concrete results every time.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer football action on Hot Country KDY.
We come back, and on a second down running play, Titus Seeley can't hold on to the football, but luckily Johnny on the spot was there to cover it. Cole Easley, the 6'2", 200-pound lineman. Now it's third down and a long 7 for West Plains from their own 22. Single back to throw. Kinslow down in the middle. Man's open. It's caught. 45, 50, 40, 30. Down inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. And that's got to be Connor Lair on the reception. And a first down for West Plains.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Butler Heating and Air, building lasting relationships one customer at a time. One thing about Connor Lair is he is a big physical player, but a lot of people don't realize how fast he is.
He is.
And when he gets into open field, he really throws it into a different gear.
57-yard gain on the play. It'll be first down for West Plains at the 21 of Camdenton. Here's the snap, bobbled, and Kinslow does the right thing and holds on to it. He'll have to eat it for a loss of a yard or two. And it'll be second down and about 11.
Good smart play by Kinslow that time. Nothing was going to happen. No sense to do anything crazy. Just tuck it up into a hole and make the best out of it.
Ball moved back to the 23-yard line. It'll be actually a loss of 2. Second down and 12. We're just underway in the second quarter. Reed Grigsby to my right. I'm Harlan Hutchison. Jim Lambert, Tom Marhefka taking care of the video on our website and Facebook page. We hope you enjoy the game wherever you are. Here's the handoff over the right side this time. A hole open slowly for Connor Lair, and he'll get across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play, and they'll bring up third down.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a long third down for the West Plains Zizzers, so they're going to have to dial up the right play here. But good run, good tough run by Connor Lair that time.
If the Zizzers don't make it, there's going to be a temptation to give Nate Thomas a shot because he can kick easily from this distance. Here's the snap, hard count, and Camdenton jumped offside. Well, that'll make it a little more manageable. It'll be a 5-yard penalty on the Lakers, and they'll move it to the 14. It'll bring up third down and about 3.5.
Yeah, and not just one player jumped. It seemed like the whole defense jumped. So that's a good sign, and we can probably come back to that if they're going to be that jumpy.
So now third down, about 3 for the first down. From the 14-yard line, Seeley in motion from the left, fake it to him, draw play Kinslow, gets the first down inside the 10, near the 9, and West Plains will move the change. It'll be first down and goal to go from the 9 of Camdenton.
Now, first and goal is brought to you by Wiles Abstract and Title. On the square in West Plains, you have a choice. Choose Wiles.
So West Plains has first down and 10. Dagan Kinslow, really good athlete. And he is, he's proved to be a legitimate weapon for West Plains back there. We see him throw the ball tonight very well, and, of course, running the football. He's a weapon as well. Timeout with the score with 9:23 to go in the first half. West Plains 7, Camdenton nothing. Back in a minute on KDY.
You may not need an electrician every day, but when you do, choose SRS Electric in West Plains. Sean and his crew at SRS Electric will get the job done. They're dependable, reliable, and honest. Whether you need a new house wired, you need new light fixtures installed, or just simple repairs, remember SRS Electric.
Find out why people recommend SRS Electric in West Plains. Find them on Facebook or call 274-0787.
After the game tonight, tune in to 96.9 The Fox and join me, James Hurt, for the Locker Room Show. We'll recap the scores of area games, hear from some of the area announcers, and we want to hear from you. Call 417-257-0369 and talk about your favorite team. Hand out game balls to deserving athletes. That's the Locker Room Show on 96.9 The Fox tonight, following the Liberty Eagles broadcast. Tune in and call in after the game. That number again, 417-257-0369.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
They come back after the break, and a gain on that play down to inside the 1-yard line for Connor Lair, who it looked like was going to be stopped at the 6, the 4, the 2, and he was all but in the end zone that time. Boy, he is a load, isn't he?
He is a load. He is a strong, fast, powerful runner. It looked like about 7 Camdenton Lakers had a shot to tackle him that time, and he just kept denying them.
So now it's second down? Second down and should be second down goal to go. Alva spread set. They're going to run this play. Quarterback draw. Kinslow circles left and gets in for the touchdown behind the left tackle. And West Plains goes up 13-0. We've seen West Plains down the goal line go under center and run plays, but this time that worked just fine.
Yeah, we were talking back in the early 2 weeks. Now that we have Miller back, that adds that extra weapon that we have. And when you have 4 weapons, Kinslow, Seeley, Lair, and Miller, and you have to account for all 4 of those players, this offense is very hard to defend.
Nate Thomas to put the boot on it here for the extra point. Ball will be marked or put down at the 10-yard line. Here's the snap. Good. Hold good. Kick is up. That looks fantastic from up here, and it's good. 8:45 left in the first half. West Plains now up on Camdenton, 14-0. We're back in a minute on KDY.
There is one language spoken at Chapala Mexican Restaurant, and it sounds something like this. Once you get a taste of the fresh, authentic Mexican dishes at Chapala Mexican Restaurant, with locations in West Plains and Willow Springs, there is really no reason to do any more talking. Dine in or carry out. Open 7 days a week. Follow the Chapala Facebook page for daily specials. Come taste the fiesta at Chapala Mexican Restaurant.
It's back in fine form at Captain D's Seafood Kitchen. It's a lobster sensation. Go to Captain D's and get 2 lobster rolls for only $3.99 and make it a combo with fries and a small drink for just $2 extra. And don't forget, kids eat for only 99 cents with the purchase of an adult entree every Thursday. For lunch or dinner, Captain D's is a winner. Southern Hills Shopping Center in West Plains.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
All right, we come back. Zizzer's tried an onside kick, but it did not go the required 10 yards, and West Plains down the ball. And I guess everybody has their own opinion about that, but I just think I just hate that. I do. I'm sorry. I just can't stand that.
It certainly didn't work out in our favor, Harlan. So they're going to attack another 5 yards on top of that. So Camdenton will have excellent field position at about hour 41, I believe.
Now they're going to go ahead and put it down where they downed it.
Oh,
at the 47-yard line.
Very good. Still short field for the Camdenton Lakers, and they've proven that they can drive it down the field on us. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Well, one thing we know is that next week we'll be at Springfield Kickapoo to play the Chiefs. And imagine Kickapoo's surprise as they're getting ready to play, who was it, Parkview this week, I guess?
Yeah, they were supposed to play Parkview, and Parkview has shut down football operations for 2 weeks due to COVID. And so they get a pickup game against Webb City.
Webb City had their game. Their opponent bowed out on them, so that's got to be quite a shock to the system, getting ready to play Parkview, and you end up playing Webb City.
I believe Webb City was supposed to play Carthage, which was also supposed to be the battle royale of the season over there.
Oh, that is.
Yeah. So Carthage obviously having some problems with COVID quarantines as well. And luckily, Kickapoo was able to find a matchup with Webb City. We'll find out what Kickapoo's made out of.
Boy, it's a lot tougher over there on the state line these days. Webb City, Carthage, Carl Junction, and Joplin. Good grief. On first down, here's a handoff and a body slam at the 47-yard line. How about that play? Tackle made by Jason Lopez. With authority there.
With authority. And don't forget about Lamar over there on that west side, too. My gosh, talk about a powerhouse.
It's second down and 10 for Camdenton. Hard snap count. We nearly went offside, but not quite. From the 47 of West Plains. 14-0 game. Flare pass out to the left side. The catch is made. 2 missed tackles. And now driven out of bounds with a first down. It looks like at the 30. Well, it's going to be close to a first down. They're going to mark him out just shy if the official is where they're going to mark that ball at the 38-yard line. So it'll bring up third down at about 1.
Good play by the Camdenton Lakers that time. Actually, it looked like the West Plains Zizzers had it nicely defended, but a good move by the wide receiver out there in space and was able to get some nice positive yardage.
Third down at a full yard. Ball is at the 38.5 of West Plains. Tight formation, power eye left for Camdenton. In the purple and white. Here's the snap, the up back. The fullback gets it, pushes. He didn't get a first down, I'm pretty sure.
No.
He got driven back and the ball squirts out, but the play is blown dead. And if we get a legitimate mark out of this, that is not going to be a first down.
He ran into an absolute red wall right there. It looks like Zizzers are dominating the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively, which is a good sign, especially against the Camdenton Lakers.
It's fourth down and 1. Our PA said third and 1. It's actually fourth down, and I think they maybe even lost a little bit on the play. Not much, but a little bit. And here we go. Fourth down and 1 for Camdenton, shy of the 38-yard line. We'll see if Ted Nugent helps us here. Power eye left, whistle, and we'll get timeout called by Camdenton with 6:46 to play in the first half. So they'll come, West Plains will come to the near sideline, and Camdenton will go to the far side. Coach Jeff Shore, following in the footsteps of his dad, who I think he came to Camdenton originally in about 74 or 75 and just built a monster of a football program. And people are nuts about football in Camdenton, Missouri.
They really are. The Shore family has been huge for that town. And, you know, Jeff Shore has his own little history with West Plains. Travis Smith can tell you better than I can, but he was the quarterback for the Camdenton Lakers that beat West Plains in the state quarterfinals, I believe it was, right here on this field. So there is a long history between the Shore family and the West Plains Zizzers.
Jeff Shore eventually ended up at the University of Arkansas. Here we go, fourth down, long 1. For Camdenton, snap, tailback, left side. He'll be hit, gets the first down, keeps moving off a missed tackle down to the 34, and that'll be enough. For a Camdenton Laker first down with 6:40 to go in the first half.
That first and 10 is brought to you by Bailey Chevrolet GMC, home of the Bailey Factor in beautiful downtown Willow Springs. Looks like we had him tackled. Looks like he probably would have had the first down on the initial contact, but was able to break through that tackle and got nice yardage.
Camdenton looking for a score to stay in the ball game here from the 34 of West Plains. Here's a quarterback draw. Shore will keep it, turns it up the left side, and he'll get maybe a yard or two, and that'll be about it. 2-yard gain on the play. And second down for Camdenton. You don't see many teams use that alternating quarterback very often.
And typically it does not work very well, but every so often a team will pull it off.
And a lot of the time you'll have one quarterback a little better runner, the other guy a little bit better thrower. We'll see if Shore puts one up here. Second down and 8, 33-yard line of West Plains. Long snap count. They will fake it. Shore stopped in the backfield for a loss on that play. I wanted to say Sebastian Rogers was back there, but somebody got back there quick.
Looked like Jesse Hudson came from that outside linebacker position, but looked like a bobbled miss handoff for the Camdenton Lakers. And they lost huge yardage on that time, so that puts them in a third and very long situation.
So Hudson with the sack. Here's a screen play to the right side. That'll be another loss on the play. West Plains defense comes up big with the tackle on the outside, right side. Again, Jesse Hudson with the play, and now it's 4th down and long for Camdenton.
Jesse Hudson's another one of those players. He's just a sophomore, but I've been watching this kid play since he's about in 4th grade, and he is a heck of an athlete.
Jeff Shore, the coach of Camdenton, now on the field, wanted to know why the referee or someone didn't throw a flag for defensive holding there. So now, play clock at 10. They're going to have to take a timeout probably here if they're going to go for it. Play clock at 5. Whistle. Timeout Camdenton.
And that may be it for timeouts for Camdenton. Isn't that number 3, Harlan?
2 or 3. And, you know, this is a big possession for them, down 14-0. So with Bear Shore, the quarterback right now for the Lakers, reputed to be their better thrower, he'll have a chance to do that here. 4th down and, well, close to 15. The scoreboard says 4th and 13, but it's actually closer to 4th and 15 yards to go.
This is a pretty desperate moment. You keyed on it, 4.5 minutes left in the quarter. Going into halftime, they will get the ball back, so they would love to be able to score on this possession and then come back at the end of the half and have a chance to tie it. So they're in a desperate situation right now, so I'm sure they're thinking of every possible scenario.
Well, let's see what they decide to do. They have a proclivity of throwing that slant pattern, but they need 15 yards. That's kind of a tough play to pick up very big yardage on, but you never know. You got to do what you do best, and I'm sure West Plains secondary, the linebackers will be taking a little bit deeper drop. The safeties will be aware as well. Camdenton has to get just across the West Plains 25. They'll snap this ball just inside the West Plains 39. Here's a big play, 4th down, and we'll call it 14. Back to throw. Bear Shore looks left, heaves it down the side, high and incomplete, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Shore got hit on the play as he released the football, and it'll be 1st down for West Plains. They'll take over with very good field position with still plenty of time on the clock here in the first half.
And that Zizzer 1st and 10 is brought to you by Captain D's Seafood in the Southern Hills Shopping Center. For lunch and dinner, Captain D's is a winner.
1st down and 10. Dagan Kinslow has scored a touchdown tonight on a 1-yard run. He is connected with Heston Miller on a 33-yard pass play. And it's 14-0 West Plains. They have the ball, 4:20 to go at their own 33. Man in motion from the right side. Snap. They'll hand it on the end-around play. There's Miller up to the 45, 50-yard line. Breaks the tackle, 45, 43 before he's finally brought down. And that will easily be a 1st down for the Zizzers.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Current Incorporated for real fast service right to your door. Called 257-0504. Harlan will sing it shortly.
257-0504. That's a 20-yard gain by Heston Miller. 1st down and 10. Draw play up the middle was Seeley. Tripped up after a gain of a yard, maybe a yard and a half. That's about it at the 41-yard line. A lot of congestion there, and the tackle made for Camdenton by Wiley Powers, a sophomore linebacker.
You know, the Lakers are defending us pretty similar to what Hillcrest did, which is put as many people in the box as possible and dare us to throw it. And unfortunately, when you do that defensively, it leaves some people open down the field.
Kyler Stowers is going to be guarded man-on-man out here to the left. Here's the snap. Kinslow's going to heave it, has to run out of the pocket, running to the right, heaves it downfield, down the middle, jump ball, tipped high in the air, and incomplete. 4 contestants for that one. And Dagan was lucky to get away with that.
Yeah, he really was. That's an yeah. I don't know if that was the wisest, decision to make to throw that ball, but he did have 2 players downfield, and it became like a Hail Mary type situation. We actually had a chance at the ball. we're very lucky that neither team got called. We're very lucky the West Plains Zizzers didn't get called for a penalty, and so is Camdenton, because it was pretty rough down there. 2nd down and 9. Let's see if they run that quarterback draw here. Seeley comes back now with the quarterback. They'll hand it. And right up the middle, it's going to go for a good yardage for the 30-yard line down to the 27 before the tackle is made. Connor Lair on that little inside counter play ends up picking up about 14 yards and another first down for West Plains. And that first attempt is brought to you by Lynch Equipment. For most people, it's where the search for a perfect tractor ends. Go see Scott and Crystal and their kids out at Lynch Equipment.
That's good enough for another Zizzer.
All right, first down and 10. West Plains now threatening to add another touchdown. Seeley in motion, draw play, Kinslow up the middle, 25, 24, and it'll be 2nd down and about 7. Plenty of time left on the clock for the quarter. We're making a nice drive right here. No reason to get in a hurry, but let's just run the clock management and get down in a position to score. 2nd and 7 to go. Still plenty of time. 2 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. And West Plains taking their sweet time here. Play clock down to 10. Heston Miller wide to the right side this time. They'll hand it off Seeley around the right corner. Flag on the play. That'll be a hold as Seeley is tripped up right at the first down marker at the 17. But alas, this shall not count. That's going to be a hold on West Plains, so that'll back them up 10 yards. But if the play would have stood, what a great pull block by Blake Reed, number 77. Got his big body out there in space and was able to shuck off a couple of the purple hats and made a nice hole for Titus Seeley. Unfortunately, it's all for naught. Titus hasn't had a whole lot of looks so far in the football game tonight. West Plains has, I don't know if you want to say he's been using him as a decoy, but Connor Lair carried the ball quite a bit. Dagan Kinslow, we thrown the ball a little bit, but we'll see more of him as the game goes on. Absolutely. Spread set, quarterback draw right up the middle. Kinslow, 30, 25-yard line, down near the 23, and that's where he'll be marked down. So a gain on the play of 11 yards. Good play, quarterback draw, minute 35, and it'll be 3rd down and a more manageable 7 for a first down. And that gets it back to about the original line of scrimmage before the holding penalty, so we're in good shape here. So we'll have an H-back to the left, 3 wide left, and now in motion that way. Seeley, counterplay, the run left, has a little sliver of a hole, 20, 15-yard line, 10-yard line, 5-yard line, touchdown, Zizzers. There's your decoy, Harlan. He finally busted through, got the ball, and you knew it was coming, and everybody knew it was coming except for the Camdenton Lakers, and good run by Titus Seeley that time. Great blocks out there. Camdenton was, throwing their hands up for a hold, but that was a nice, clean block. He had his hands inside the shoulders, and that is perfectly legal. So, touchdown run of 24 yards for Titus Seeley. And let's see if Nate can make it 21-0. An extra point here would be a good birthday present for Dad. Here's the kick. It's up. It hits the upright. Looks like it went through, though. That's and right. It's good. 3 for 3 for Nate Thomas here in this ball game on the EXP. And that runs the halftime score. Well, not halftime quite yet. Minute 9 to go in the half. With the score, West Plains 21 and Camdenton nothing. Back in a minute on KDY.
Pepsi Mid-America presents a tasty and downright lucrative opportunity. By simply enjoying select Pepsi Mid-America products, you could win up to $5,000 for your local participating schools. Beginning September 1st through January 31st, start collecting those teal caps from any Dr. Pepper, Crush, 7-Up, or Crisp and Clear products and help make your school shine bright with the illustrious gleam of cash money. Collect the caps from Pepsi Mid-America.
Monty's Outdoors at the Southern Hill Shopping Center in West Plains is ready for fall hunting and fishing seasons. They've got boots, camo, and of course, lots of fishing gear, rod and reel combos, fishing line, all the top baits, and of course, hunting blinds, deer stands, trophy rocks, and game cameras. Find everything you need for the fall hunting and fishing season at Monty's Outdoors, Southern Hill Shopping Center, West Plains. Gift cards are always available.
The Zizzers play here on today's Hot New Country KDY.
With Reed Grigsby, Jim Lambert, Tom Marhefka, I'm Harlan Hutchison, Nate Hudson, engineers, back at the studio as we prepare for another kickoff by West Plains. Nate Thomas. Here's a low line drive kick, and that's not going to stay in bounds. That'll be a penalty flag, illegal procedure, and we'll have Camdenton with the option here of taking it in their own end, or if they want West Plains to kick again. It looks like Camdenton is just going to take the ball.
Yeah, probably a smart move by Camdenton that time. I mean, the time is of the essence right now if they want to go ahead and start or come back before the half. So they're going to have decent field position here. Physically, West Plains is wearing Camdenton out. I've seen a lot of white jerseys on their backs.
Yep.
And that is a very good sign, especially in the first half. We are physically winning in the trenches.
And they're doing this while Camdenton is platooning offense and defense. And West Plains playing a lot of people two ways. 1st and 10 from the 35. Bear Shore, pump fake, rolls to the left. The right-hander gets flushed. Now will be tackled from behind, and that'll be a loss on the play. And again, West Plains just flat gets after you. And the tackle made by Garrett Drown. There he is.
My man Garrett Drown. He actually whiffed the first time on the sack and stayed with it and was able to get him down the second time.
Back to throw, Shore on 2nd down, and a really good open field tackle on the near sideline. Good play that time by Jesse Hudson, who's having a game tonight.
He is having a game. He's all over the field, and I knew this kid would be special once he got into high school, and he's certainly making me look smart.
24 seconds and counting. Camdenton on 3rd and long. Back to throw it. Shore flushed out of the pocket, and he is going to squirm away. Now flings it down the middle, incomplete, and that was just a desperation play. There's no one open at all, and now it'll bring up, should be 4th down, I believe.
I believe 3rd down and very long. We had 2 players that had a chance to make the sack, and sometimes when you have 2 players back there trying to make the sack, sometimes we block ourselves, and I think that's what happened there, and Shore was able to squirt out and at least get the ball off for an incomplete pass.
Well, it's going to be 3rd down instead. 3rd down and about 14. Back to throw. A little flare pass out to the left side. Faulkner with the catch. He'll be hit up high, knocked out of bounds with 2 seconds to go in the half. And now it'll be 4th down. And Camdenton will have one more play. They can fling it far as they can here and see if they can get lucky. You never know.
You never know. And they're going to want to run a play this time. Like I said, they're down 3 scores, and they'll get the ball right back after the halftime break.
We did the same thing with 2 seconds last week and scored a touchdown, but had it called back. Back to throw it. Bear Shore back in the pocket. Moves over to his left, throws it down the middle, and the ball is caught, and it'll be out of bounds after a 1st down, but it'll be out of bounds around the 45 of West Plains. That's the first half, and I'll tell you, West Plains has had the better of it here in the first 2 quarters, and they're on top of the Camdenton Lakers by a score of 21-0. As we go into halftime, for the benefit of our live stream, you'll see we have our new halftime stream sponsors, Goebel's Collision Repair and West Plains Savings and Loan. We're happy to have them as we go to the break at halftime. 21-0, West Plains over Camdenton. We're back in 3 minutes on Hot Country KDY.
When you think anything for the office, think Bureau. From furnishings for the whole office, janitorial supplies, pens, paper, supplies, and more, think Bureau. See Reed and the crew for anything you need for the office, and they will deliver as well. Bureau is open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, just off the square on West Plains, and 24 hours a day, 7 days a week online at thinkbureau.com. That's thinkbureau, BURO.com.
And there's a flag on the play.
Dr. Edwin Roeder of Ozarks Medical Center Orthopedics is proud to be the Zizzer team physician. The team at OMC sends best wishes to all Zizzer athletics for safe play and for exceptional sportsmanship. OMC hopes you stay healthy, but if injuries happen, Dr. Roeder and the rest of his team are there to help you with your recovery. OMC Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Zizzer athletics.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your car? Do you just see the windshield or the wind in your hair on your first road trip? Do you see headlights or the way your family's faces light up as you pull into the driveway? Other insurance companies just see a car, but a State Farm agent sees what your car really means to you. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Talk to me, State Farm agent Justin Shelby in West Plains at 417-256-3434, in Houston at 417-967-4152.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Call Ozark Hills Insurance at 257-1285. 4 locations: West Plains, Thayer, Gainesville, Mountain Home.
Hey gang, this is Ned Reynolds for Taylor Gruball at Taylor Gruball Chevrolet Buick and GMC. Let me recommend Taylor and his staff in West Plains right here. Taylor's brought the one low price concept and non-commissioned salespeople to his dealership. Remember, find new roads at Taylor Gruball Chevrolet Buick and GMC here in West Plains.
It's where to go and buy your car. Great service and best price by far. In West Plains Mo, it's where we are. Taylor Gruball Chevrolet in West Plains. Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply, we have it all for you.
Hi, this is Garrett at Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply in West Plains. The weather is going to change soon, so get a head start and save on great steel products like the BG56 leaf blower, now only $159.99, or the BGA57 battery-powered set, now $179.99. Upgrade and save $90 on the BGA57 2-battery bundle, now just $249.99. Stop in and save today.
Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply, we're more than a farm store.
Ozark Conference football excitement continues now with the Zizzers on KDY.
First half touchdowns. Dagan Kinslow connecting with Heston Miller on a 33-yard pass play down the right sideline with a vapor trail. Then Dagan Kinslow on a 1-yard run, and Titus Seeley 24-yard run, and that's where we're at right now, 21-0. Read your thoughts about the first half. You pointed out that West Plains was really dominating them physically, and that's a big part of the game.
I think dominating them physically, early in the or midway through the first quarter, we had a little bit of SU taking care of the ball. But other than that, it's been a dominant performance by the West Plains Zizzers, and it's good to see, white jerseys on their back. It's good to see our defenders in the backfield constantly wreaking havoc back there. And Camdenton hasn't, outside of one nice drive they had in the first quarter, they haven't really had an answer.
And that was what I was going to mention next, was that other than that opening drive, West Plains has been able to make plays on defense when Camdenton has attempted to throw the football. For the most part, West Plains has been able to put a lot of pressure, and you see that quarterback not be able to stay back there in the pocket. He's had to move and try to avoid that rush.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did like I said, we had our practice game against Glendale for this type of offense. Camden comes out and they're in that spread offense. They could get nothing done against the West Plains Zizzers. They moved to the power I offense, which is their traditional offense. Had a little bit more success, but we adjusted and were able to shut that down as well. And good defensive stand by West Plains Zizzers.
It is right up against 8 o'clock here in Mid-America. This is KKDY West Plains as we bring you Zizzer football in week number 4. I thought in the first half that just overall, you go from the Glendale game to the Hillcrest game to the Rolla game now to this game. Reed, I think this football team for West Plains, and it happens when you have a good squad, is we've seen them get better each week, and I think we have looked better overall from through the first 2 quarters tonight. Maybe as solid a first half as we've played this year.
Yeah, I agree. Probably the best first half we played going back all the way back to last season. So I agree with Coach Womack, who was with us after the game 2 games ago, and he was talking about how summer practices were somewhat limited. We had several kids on quarantine. We had no jamborees, no summer camps, all those things that we typically have in the summer to prepare for that first game. We didn't have that this year, or had it very limited. And so these kids are learning, they're getting trained on the job training as the season goes on. So they're starting to get, especially Dagan Kinslow, you can tell he's getting way more comfortable back there in the pocket. His throws look nice. We got the Miller weapon back. So everything's just kind of starting to gel. The offensive line is looking more crisp, and they're working as a unit. And so 4 games in, we still have some improvements to make, I think, but we're definitely heading in the right direction.
You see it with Dagan Kinslow becoming the starting quarterback this year. When the year starts, he's the kid playing quarterback, but then you get a month into the season, and he is the quarterback. You can tell just the way he moves.
Yeah, exactly, and he's had some big shoes to fill. I mean, we had a 4-year starter, a 3.5-year starter that was a great quarterback. Zizzer, so more confident, he's getting more comfortable, and his throws are beautiful.
And I think also we need to give credit to the Zizzer coaching staff and their play calling. I thought their play calling was great in the first half. They really did a great job of mixing it up on Camdenton's defense.
Other than that onside kick, you didn't like that one.
Other than that was a bad call.
Right.
But the rest of them were really good.
But yeah, obviously we had watched some game tape of the Camdenton Lakers because they've had some tight games, so they've had to get deep into their playbook. And so there's a lot of tape out there for the Camdenton Lakers. Looks like we've done our homework. We've spotted some weaknesses, and we're making them cover our multiple weapons, which is hard to do. It's hard to cover 4 good players. It really is.
And when you have good team speed, and West Plains certainly has good team speed, that is essential if you're going to, be able to cover these teams that play this 4-5 wide stuff, because it's nearly impossible to cover everybody. But when a throw is made, we get to the football so fast, sideline to sideline, football so fast, sideline to sideline. That is a very, very big item.
Yeah, and we take really great pride in playing good defense as well. And so you can see the kids that are playing with high energy, and they want to win this football game. They want to be the first one there in the perimeter when they have somebody catch the ball out on the sideline. So you're seeing a lot of really great effort out of the defensive players for the West Plains, and really, really great effort. I know a lot of the times I'm an old offensive lineman, but a lot of times offensive linemen don't get any credit for a lot of things, but our offensive line is phenomenal. They're working as a unit. They're putting some great effort in there, and I'm seeing a lot of purple pants sitting on their tushies on the green field.
And they're not getting much penetration either,
right.
Whereas West Plains has been able to do that. Let's take another break here, and we'll come back in about 3 minutes as the Zizzers lead at the half, 21-0, as you listen to Zizzer Football on Hot Country KDY.
It's been said the best things in life are free, like free checking from West Plains Bank and Trust Company, including free mobile banking with deposit, free bill pay, free e-statements, and free Zizzer debit card that gives back to the school each time you use it to make a purchase. And, did I mention, you receive a free gift just for opening an account. Refer a friend who opens an account and you both get a free gift. View account detail at westplainsbank.com. West Plains Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
If you're catching up on projects around the home or farm, it might be a good time to check the tread on your car or truck tires. Wilbanks Tire in West Plains are the tire guys that can get you set up with new tread at a price you can afford. Remember, when you buy a set of tires from Wilbanks Tire, you get free rotation of your tires for the life of the tires. So once a customer of Wilbanks Tire, you'll always be a customer of Wilbanks Tire. Price, quality, and service, all at Wilbanks Tire, 201 West 2nd Street, West Plains.
Not many businesses have lasted 60 years. One that has stood the test of time is West Plains Propane. 60 years in West Plains and now 6 in Gainesville. Yeah, they're doing something right. They have fuel pumps pumping diesel and gasoline at 508 Lincoln and North Highway 63 in West Plains. They deliver propane, gas, and diesel in South Central Missouri. West Plains Propane keeps you on your way and fuels your needs. West Plains Propane for over 60 years. Steak and Shake now has homemade ice cream and homemade whipped cream too. So the best shakes in town just got better. And this allows for all your favorite shakes to be made lightning fast. The ice cream is homemade, the whipped cream is homemade, and now the faster times get you through the drive-thru quicker than ever. Get the Steak and Shake today for all your favorites, and don't forget the shake made with homemade ice cream and whipped cream. Steak and Shake, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week in West Plains.
Owning your home or farm is an American dream. Wiles Abstract and Title help you accomplish that dream by having expanded services to make buying or selling real estate seamless. Closing services include electronic signatures, which limits the number of physical signatures needed.
This is Ashley Matajak at Wiles Title. Buying and selling real estate is an exciting time. Don't let the stress overwhelm you. Choose Wiles Title and let us take care of it for you. It's your choice. Choose Wiles Abstract and Title on the Square, downtown West Plains.
After the game tonight, tune in to 96.9 The Fox and join me, James Hurt, for the Locker Room Show. We'll recap the scores of area games, hear from some of the area announcers, and we want to hear from you. Call 417-257-0369 and talk about your favorite team. Hand out game balls to deserving athletes. That's the Locker Room Show on 96.9 The Fox tonight, following the Liberty Eagles broadcast. Tune in and call in after the game. That number again, 417-257-0369.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer football action on Hot Country KDY.
With Reed Grigsby, I'm Harlan Hutchison. We have just a few minutes. We'll have probably another 6 minutes anyway before the second half gets started as Burlington Northern makes their usual appearance during the course of the broadcast here. Next week, it'll be Springfield Kickapoo hosting West Plains, and hopefully if this holds up, West Plains will be 4-0. Kickapoo, they have not lost yet either, but they're playing Webb City tonight. So
the prospects aren't great.
Prospects are not real good. But that aside, next week figures to be really a good football game.
I think so. Of course, Bolivar's still out there, but that could be the battle thus far for the Ozark Conference. Whoever wins that ball game will be in the position to win the conference next week. And then you have Bolivar out there. You have a couple other, pretty good teams out there. But West Plains, if they can just keep this winless or this winning streak going throughout these early games in the conference, we'll be in a very good situation to see if we can win the Ozark Conference again.
It's going to be a 1-2 deal. We'll have Kickapoo next week on the road. Then we'll be back here against Lebanon for that game in 2 weeks. And so, it's not. This is the tough part of the schedule here. You figured Camdenton, Kickapoo, and Lebanon would be kind of the gauntlet of the season. So
kind of murderer's row, honestly.
Pretty much. So get through this week and see what happens next week with Kickapoo. And you've seen Kickapoo over the last several years, uncharacteristic of their program. They've been pretty much down for a few years, but it looks like that they're starting to be on the upswing again, and they'll have lots of good athletes, and they'll be hard to beat.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about a huge school there, a 6A school in the Ozark Conference, and they're going to have a lot of kids. They're going to have a lot of depth. They always have good athletes. They did change coaches about 3 or 4 years ago, and they changed kind of their overall team philosophy, which they've been rebuilding now for the last 2 or 3 years. And so I expect them to be tough this year and probably going into the future to remain that way.
We're not too far from the second half kickoff. Camdenton will get the football to start the second half, and that first possession for them is going to be really important because if they can't do anything with it, the second half could be pretty long for the Lakers.
Yeah, the second half could be ugly if they don't get something going in this first possession, but the onus is on the West Plains Zizzers to keep that energy up and keep the foot on the gas pedal, as they say, and see if they can stop them on this first drive. And if they do, they're in a very commanding spot for the rest of the game.
Final break before the second half starts. As the teams loosen up for the second half, we'll take a 2-minute break here, Nate, and come back, and it'll be West Plains kicking the ball to Camdenton to start the second half with the score West Plains 21 and Camdenton nothing on Hot Country KDY.
Hi, this is Riley Brown with Lynch Equipment in West Plains. If you have land to take care of and you're looking for a compact or utility tractor, it just so happens that Coyote has some of the toughest, most powerful, most fuel-efficient, most technologically advanced tractors ever. If you're not familiar with Coyote, that's K-I-O-T-I, and we'd like to say hello. Stop in and see my parents, Scott and Crystal Brown, here at Lynch Equipment in West Plains. Coyote has a whole pack of models to choose from.
Simmons Bank is proud to support the Zizzers. Simmons believes that healthy, vibrant communities don't just happen on their own. They happen when people make investments in each other. because we accomplish more together than we do alone. Simmons Bank, member FDIC. Simmons Bank is here for all the Zizzers. Simmons Bank takes pride in helping customers realize their dream to buy the perfect home, start a business, or save for a child's college education. Visit a branch or get more information online at simmonsbank.com. Simmons Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's not a matter if your car breaks down or you have an accident. It's a matter of when. So when you need a reliable tow, call J&J Recovery and Towing, 256-7628. J&J Recovery and Towing answers your call 24/7, and they work fast. Whether you need to take your vehicle home, to the repair shop, dealership, or to the auto body repair shop, they can tow it for you. No job is too big or too small. J&J Recovery and Towing Service, 256-7628.
It is time to visit Newberry's Floors and More in downtown West Plains, formerly Butler Carpet. Newberry's has tile, carpet, vinyl, laminate, and planks to complete the room of your dreams. Take a look at your floors. They need attention. Call Newberry's, 417-255-0088. Free estimates are available and they have installers on staff. Head to Cass Avenue in downtown West Plains. Newberry's Floors and More, 417-255-0088.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
On a Friday night, the place to be is a high school football stadium, and we've got a good one tonight for West Plains, up 21-0 here at the break. Reed Grigsby over here to my right, across the way again. We've got Jim Lambert and Tom Marhefka providing the video stream, the imagery. We've had such a great response to doing these games on the live stream. You can watch it live as it happens or watch it a little bit later on, whatever your schedule allows. And we are so grateful. We've had now, I believe, we're up to 45 sponsors combined for radio and the live stream, and that is just phenomenal. Phenomenal.
That is phenomenal. I mean, thank you, everybody, for supporting us and allowing us to do this and bring you Zizzer football into your living room or on the radio. And we always thank our listeners, wherever you may be, for listening to us, even though we might annoy you.
Well, if we're winning, you can put up with it.
That's right.
You know?
Before the game gets started, I did get a message, and I want to give a shout-out and a happy birthday wish to one of my old friends and old Zizzer and former coach and statistician, and also helped us out in the radio booth several times, Joe Davis, who is sitting at home. Yeah, sitting at home watching the Zizzers on TV and listening to us on the radio. Thank you, Joe, for all your support, and happy birthday, my man.
I bet Joe hopes we don't squib kick to start the second half.
I bet you're right.
The Zizzers kick from the south end zone. Two receivers back inside the 10-yard line for Camdenton. Nate will kick it. A low-line drive. That gets by the first deep man. It's going to go in the end zone. It'll be a touchback, 1st and 10 for the Camdenton Lakers, who trailed this game against West Plains 21-0.
And there was white jersey flying everywhere that time. So kickoff return, or the kickoff coverage team for the West Plains Zizzers is running down the field with vigor and anger, to put it lightly.
As hockey announcer Mike Emmerich says, it's 60 minutes of sweat and anger. That's kind of what you get on, especially on kickoff coverage. And now it'll be 1st down and 10. And if you're West Plains defensively, you want to start right where you left off. Lakers go 5 wide. Back to throw it to the left. A little slip screen incomplete. They only have 3 down linemen on that play. They had the center and 2 guards, and everyone else spread off the line.
Yeah, it's a really odd offense. It's a variation of that Glendale offense. They're putting their tight ends out wide. I mean, they're running.
Look at this.
Yeah. They're running 7 wide.
Is this summer camp? I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. Draw play. Quarterback Wormsley will keep it. He'll be wrapped up and put down. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
That was... Who made that tackle?
That was Seeley. It's always a bad idea to try to run away from Seeley, and he made him pay for it.
Man alive. If I'm Wormsley, I'm saying bring my tackles back in here. It's third down and long. Back to throw it. They roll left. They throw over the middle. Ball is incomplete as it was separated from the receiver that time by Dagan Kinslow. He made a big hit right as the ball got there at the 30-yard line. That would have been close to a first down, but instead it's 4th down and 9. And this is a weird start to the second half. That's all I can tell you.
Speaking of big hits, right as he released that ball, Sebastian Rogers absolutely punished the quarterback. So I'm willing to bet he's going to the sideline and say, hey, just, coach, keep your son in the rest of the game.
Deep snap. Here's the kick. It's away. End-over-end kick will hit at midfield. Will take a bounce lateral toward the Camdenton sideline. It'll be down at the 48-yard line, and it'll be first down and 10 right there.
And that Zizzer 1st and 10 is brought to you by Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. It's where you go to buy a car. Go see them on Porter Wagner Boulevard in West Plains, Missouri.
Now, in the first half, Titus Seeley didn't have the normal number of carries that he would in a football game in the first 2 quarters. But with a 21-0 lead, there's going to be a temptation to ride old reliable here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think where you use the whole first half, or using it as a decoy and let some of our other weapons punish Camdenton, and they had to account for all of them.
And he should be fresh. Fake it to him. Back to throw. Kinslow deep open. Caught by Seeley at the 15-10. Tackled at the 6-yard line.
Another beautiful throw by Kinslow that time. He threw it in an area where Camdenton couldn't get to it. Seeley had to adjust a little bit, but it basically hit him right in stride. Great yardage on 2nd down, and this first down is brought to you by Steak and Shake. Drive-through for fresh-made steak burgers and shakes. I'm sorry, that was a first down play, so huge yardage on a first down play.
45-yard play. Alice spread set, 1st and goal from the 6. Kinslow, stutter step, goes in for the touchdown right up the middle, and West Plains took very little time to add on to their lead now at 27-0.
We'll get some more sponsors in here. That touchdown will be brought to you by West Plains Propane. In West Plains, Gainesville, with propane, diesel, and gasoline for over 60 years in West Plains, Missouri. Thank you, West Plains Propane, for your support.
So Kinslow from 6 yards out. Extra point try. Let's see if Nate can make it 4 for 4 here. Here's the snap from center. Good, hold good, kick up, and he buried it. Man alive. He is really nailing the football off the tee tonight.
They've obviously been practicing. We've had some issues with the holes and the snaps in the first 3 games of the season, but it has been very efficient and clean this game.
Nate Thomas with the extra point. 10:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. We may be looking at a turbo clock before it's over. 28-0. West Plains over Camdenton. We're back in a minute on KDY.
It's not a matter if your car breaks down or you have an accident. It's a matter of when. So when you need a reliable tow, call J&J Recovery and Towing, 256-7628. J&J Recovery and Towing answers your call 24/7, and they work fast. Whether you need to take your vehicle home, to the repair shop, dealership, or to the auto body repair shop, they can tow it for you. No job is too big or too small. J&J Recovery and Towing Service, 256-7628.
More than just a tire store. Don's Auto Service.
Get up to $200 total cash back on Goodyear tire rebates. Get up to $100 back plus an added bonus of up to $100 more when you use the Goodyear card. Contact Don's Auto Service for more details.
More than just a tire store. Don's Auto Service.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
Nate Thomas on the ensuing kick drills it down to the 8-yard line. The return comes out across the 20, around the 23. It'll be first down for the Camdenton Lakers with 10:04 to go in the 3rd quarter. I was trying to remember, one of the interesting aspects of this game is how well West Plains has thrown the football, and I was trying to remember if we'd had an incomplete pass so far tonight. I think we had that jump ball play.
Right.
And that's about it.
I think you're right.
1st and 10 as Camdenton goes back to 5 down linemen. Here's the snap. 5 wide, pass out to the flat. Missed tackle, and finally tackled near the 30-yard line. And there will be a gain on the play of about 7 yards and bring up 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, Jesse Hudson came in like a heat-seeking missile that time and just barely missed on the tackle. And I think he had his head down and was looking for the big hit and forgot to wrap up.
3 down lineman. Now back to throw. Quarterback Wormsley. He has all kinds of time. Now throws it deep down the middle. Man is there, and it is incomplete. Hit him in the shoulder pads. Coverage on the play by West Plains' Chance Eldringhoff. That was first of all, he had a ton of time. Second of all, he really threw a nice pass, and the receiver just couldn't haul it in down the right side at the 40-yard line of West Plains.
And third of all, he didn't have a whole lot of options to throw it. So good coverage that time by West Plains. That was good coverage by Eldringhoff that time. It was just a really good pass.
Now 3rd down and 3. Wormsley pump fake, tackle in the backfield. That'll be a sack. Good job that time by West Plains penetrating on the front line. That was Sebastian Rogers on the stop. The 5'10", 260-pounder got in there and gets his sack, first sack of the night.
Sebastian's one of those big bodies, but he moves so well, has some speed, he has some balance. He's an actual joy to watch.
Here's a punt. No one back deep for West Plains. It'll hit at midfield, go to the 40-yard line, roll down, and be downed at the 38 of West Plains with 8:48 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
That Zizzer 1st and 10 will be brought to you by Ozark Hills Insurance at 1701 Porter Wagner Boulevard in West Plains.
Well, I was surprised last week that the game with Rolla turned out the way it did. Are you surprised how this game's turning out?
I'm very surprised. And speaking of surprised, I got a text from one of my friends from Hillcrest. Hillcrest is up on Rolla right now, 22-8. So he's cheering for a big win for the Hillcrest Hornets. And we saw them play. They have some great athletes.
I'll tell you what.
If they were to get it together, they'll be a powerful force.
Hillcrest, I think, maybe only a few players away from being just a pretty solid football team, and they gave us all we wanted here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have a timeout on the field, but by the time we go and then come back, it'll be time to play again. So, well, that was interesting. West Plains on their first possession, they zapped Camdenton with that long pass play of 45 yards, setting up their 4th touchdown of the night. Maybe Camdenton was looking for Titus Seeley to run the ball. Instead, he ran downfield and caught the football. All right, out of the deep formation, running back behind Kinslow. They'll hand it on the sweep to Miller, and he'll be stood up, and he'll be stopped for a short gain on the play. Heston Miller on the end around, and looked like Camdenton sniffed that one out a little bit. Loss on the play of about 3.
Yeah, good job by the Camdenton defense that time they came up, and he was able to grab a hold of Heston Miller. You're not going to get him down that easily, but he was able to hold on, and Miller went down with some help from the Camdenton Lakers.
8:20 and counting in the 3rd quarter here at McDonald's Field, Zizzer Stadium. Same formation, same thing, man in motion. They'll hand it, draw play. Seeley busts it up the middle to the 40-yard line, and he'll end up with a nice gain, close to, we'll call it 5 yards, and it'll bring up now 3rd down and about 8.
And that was a nice little play. And like I said, all the weapons that we had Miller coming across on a motion. So they're obviously looking at Miller to get the ball on a jet sweep, hand it off to the inside to Titus Seeley, and he was able to get nice yardage.
Well, the hardest place to cover is when a team goes 5 wide and you run that quarterback draw. West Plains has that option here. And there it is, quarterback draw through the middle, 45, 50-yard line, down at the 47-yard line of Camdenton. And that will be a gain of 16 and a 1st down for West Plains.
And that 1st and 10 is brought to you by our good friends, Don's Auto Service. They are more than just a tire store. Go see them on Porter Wagner Boulevard.
We'll give a high five to the coaching staff. They are really calling a good game tonight.
They really are. And you called that last play. I think you have the pulse of the coaching staff, Harlan.
My spider senses were tingling. It's 1st down and 10 from the 47 of Camdenton. Running off left tackle. Seeley turns it up. 40, flag down. Tackle made at the 37. And that'll be more than likely a holding penalty against West Plains.
Yeah, that was a holding call. I didn't see who it was on. It doesn't matter, but it was right down the middle of the field, and you always hate to see that, especially on a nice run, but they're going to bring that one all the way back and then tack 10 yards.
And more credit also to the West Plains coaching staff. You know, we've cleaned that penalty thing up.
Sure.
We've been doing a much better the last couple of games, including this one. But that is a holding penalty against West Plains.
And again, West Plains having no problems moving the ball.
That time they ran left. Let's see what they do here with the H back to the right side. Ball snapped over the head of Kinslow. He'll dive on it. Can't get it. Loose. It's going to be picked up by West Plains, and a humongous loss on the play from the 44-yard line. It's going to be all the way back to near the 20. That's a loss of 24. Connor Lair was down on the turf to get that ball. That's one of those plays where you got to dive to get that football, but man, a lot of times not only are you going to bounce on the turf, land on the ball, but someone's going to land on top of you. That's a play where you can get hurt pretty easy.
It's a play where you can get hurt. It's definitely a play where you can have the wind knocked out of you, which if you've ever had that done, you feel like you've been shot with a bow and arrow.
You just think you're going to die right there. Well, timeout's going to be called by West Plains. And the reason for that being, we're going to see if we have in our bag of tricks a play which will help convert what is, I believe it's a second down and 43.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a lot of plays in the playbook for second 43, but we don't have to get it all in one chunk being second down, so hopefully we can get it a little bit at a time and get in a position where we can at least have the possibility of converting.
So we have a timeout on the field, a 30-second timeout. Nate, we'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Zizzer Football. Are you looking for a great chair but have concerns about getting out of the chair? See the large selection of lift chairs now in stock at Brown Furniture and Appliance in downtown West Plains. Brown's has many styles and colors to choose from, and they start at only $6.99. Stop by Brown Furniture and Appliance and pick out yours. 12-month interest-free financing is available with approved credit. Brown Furniture and Appliance, growing with the Ozarks since 1949.
The Zizzers play here on today's Hot New Country KDY.
All right, it'll be second down and 43 from their own 20 for West Plains. Kinslow will fake it, looks deep down the left side. Heston Miller underthrown, incomplete. Ball was nearly intercepted at the 45-yard line of Camdenton.
Well, that was the second and 43 play, because if that would have converted, Heston would have ran all the way to Willow before somebody caught him. But he had to turn into a defensive back at the end of that play, and we're very lucky that that play was not intercepted. And a good play by Heston Miller to make sure that it wasn't.
Heston Miller, the intended receiver. Connor Miller was the defender on the play who came very close to picking that ball off. Now they'll take deep drops in the secondary. It'll be hard to get open if you're going to try to run that fly pass, just like we saw on that last play. Now, 3rd and 43, run the draw play. Why not? Nope, fake, roll out, sack, 6-yard line. And now it'll be 4th down and, well, about all the way back to Camden County, pretty much. 16-yard loss on the play. 4th and 59.
4th and 59, so unless we have a really big leg, we're not going to punt to the first down marker.
Well, this possession just kind of turned into a Greek tragedy. Down to the 5.5-minute mark, but a 28-0 lead, and the clock is running. Kinslow, I think, will do the punting.
He has a great leg. He's done a really good job thus far.
High snap, brings it down, just got rid of it, and it's actually turned out to be a pretty good kick. Hits at the 39 of West Plains, will roll dead at the 45 of the Zizzers. That's a 39-yard punt with no return, and net gain of 39 yards. Though they were coming after it with the kitchen sink that time and nearly got the block.
They really did that time, and I really thought that they were getting ready to hit the punter, which would have been very fortunate for West Plains, talking about converting a long first down. But good job by Kinslow getting that ball out of there and putting in Camdenton in decent field position, but it could have been much, much worse.
So the Camdenton Lakers have as good a starting field position as they've had tonight, other than when they recovered they took over after a squib kick. First down and 10, 46. Back to throw, Bear Shore, high pass tipped away, incomplete. West Plains with good coverage on the play in the secondary, and that was Dagan Kinslow. Man alive, he's
everywhere.
Savoir-faire, isn't he?
Savoir-faire is everywhere.
He stops the clock with 5:03 to go in the third quarter. Lakers come back up. 5 wide, 2 right, 3 left. Pass out left flat. Ball is caught by Faulkner, and he'll be tripped up. Tackle made after a gain of about 3 on the play. Connor Lair thought he had him, and he tripped him up, but he was able to stay on his feet for a gain of about 3 yards on the play. Jaden Faulkner, the receiver that time for Camdenton. Now third down and along 7. Line of scrimmage, 42-yard line of West Plains. Quick snap out to the flat. Little screen play. Ball is caught, held up, driven back, out of bounds, and it'll be short of the first down. Connor Lair again on the play.
Like he's coming off the field with an equipment malfunction, but yeah, good hit by Connor Lair there on the sideline to make sure that they were not able to convert that first down.
And here we go. Camdenton will go for it with clock running, 4 minutes, 10 seconds, 4th and 7. Well, actually, it's 4th down and 4. Back to throw. Underneath pass is caught, hit made. That's not going to, I don't think that's a first down.
I think you're right. Well, they're going to give him a really, really good spot.
Oh,
so, yeah.
brother.
So that 1st and 10 will be brought to you by Simmons Bank, where dreams are realized.
Well, they got a good spot.
Yeah, they gained about 1.5 yards on the spot.
So, first down and 10 for Camdenton. Trying to get on the board. Pass out to the left side. Ball's caught by Faulkner, 30-yard line, 25-yard line. He'll be wrestled out of bounds down around the 20 and stop the clock with 3:39 to go here in the third quarter.
Camdenton's moving with some urgency here, and this first down is brought to you by Pepsi Mid-America, 80 years in the making.
Pepsi Mid-America, who makes the product that we're drinking here in the booth tonight, crisp and clear. They make a 2-liter size of that now. Back to throw again. Pass out on the left side, high and incomplete. Bear Shore tried to hit Cooper Zard, but the ball was too tall, and that'll bring up second down and 10.
I believe that's the 3rd time in a row they've run that same play, and they're on the short side of the field. So obviously they're seeing something over there that they're trying to capitalize on.
And another thing they're doing is getting rid of the ball quick so that Shore doesn't have Sebastian Rogers and other people bearing down on him. Here's the play going to the right. What a tackle at the 20-yard line as West Plains. Again, they went to Faulkner on the play. And nice play in the secondary.
22, Jaden Faulkner.
There was a late flag that came in. It looks like it's going to be against the Camdenton Lakers. I didn't see what the call was.
Heston Miller was on the stop that time, but I didn't detect what the foul would happen to be here. Camdenton was backing up. Now they move back toward the line of scrimmage. Holding penalty. Camdenton declined.
West Plains declined, yes.
So it's third down and 10 to go. 5 wide, back to throw it again. Bear Shore looks to the right, looks to the left, sees pressure, now sees a little room to run, and he'll tuck it away and go, and he, missed tackle at the 15, 10, the 5, and out of bounds as West Plains had a chance to stop him. Well back from where the play ended up. They probably could have had him at about the 20, but instead Bear Shore slides by the defense after some missed tackles, and it'll be a 1st and goal for the Camdenton Lakers at the 5.
And that 1st and goal.
Runs left. Going to be short inside the 1 and bring up second down and goal to go. West Plains will go with their goal line, bigger defensive package on the front. They bring Jalen James in the ball game. And now they'll go to the power eye. Power eye right. Shore on the snap. Tailback. Fumble football, and West Plains has it. Wow, second time tonight that Camdenton has fumbled on their 1-yard line.
And that is very fortunate by the West Plains Zizzers because it seems like in that series of us having the ball and giving back to Camdenton, the wheels had kind of fallen off a little bit. So Camdenton was looking to gain a little bit of momentum there and get down inside the 5 and turn it over right back to the West Plains Zizzers. So hopefully the West Plains Zizzers can regain their composure and go on a very long drive and kill the clock and go home with a victory.
From over here, it looks like the ball is on the 3-yard line. First down and 10, first and 97 for West Plains. Kinslow will take it. I believe that was a quarterback draw, and he didn't get much of anything. And now they're saying, well, that's not a safety.
No, you get forward progress.
Camdenton saying that it should have been a safety, but he had forward progress back to the line of scrimmage before he got pushed back.
That's
you know?
right.
It's second down with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. West Plains scored right out of the chute here in the second half, and it's 28-0. Hard snap count. Camdenton jumped offside. Thank you very much. That'll be a 5-yarder and bring up second down and 5.
And that'll give us a little bit more room to operate. It always makes coaches and players nervous when your quarterback is standing on the paint in the end zone.
You know,
I guess it's not paint anymore.
Well, whatever. It used to be chalk. Yeah.
Paint.
That was back in the good old days. It's now first down or second down and 5. They'll run their end around to the left side. Here is Miller, turns it up, hit at the 21 and driven out of bounds, and that should be first down and a gain of 13 on the play. Heston Miller, you don't even have to look at his number. You know, just
there's that kid that runs fast.
Yeah, there's that guy that can really move. First and 10 after a gain of 13.
Now first and 10 will be brought to you by Stuart Morrison Ready Mix. They're in West Plains. For concrete results every time, give Stuart Morrison Ready Mix a call.
So first down. Clock stopped as he went out of bounds on that play. Motion man from the left side. They'll fake, fumble it, and Kinslow with it. Back at the 15-yard line. You know, we're bragging about how we cleaned up the penalty thing and all that, but we have fumbled the ball a couple of times here in the second half, which has not helped much.
Yeah, I'm not sure, what's causing that exactly, except maybe the air is a little bit cooler than what we're used to, and when the air gets cooler, the ball's a little bit harder to hold on to, so maybe get some stick 'em on the hands.
Another thing, I'll play like that. When you have a guy in motion in that particular formation, your timing has to be right, and if the timing's wrong, it can kind of blow up. Second down and about 16. Back to throw. Screen play. Oh, this is set up. They throw it up to the 20, 25-yard line, 40-yard line, and they'll bump out of bounds. And I'm telling you what, Seeley was just one guy away from taking that one all the way, and that will be a pickup from the 16 up to the 49. That's a 33-yard gain and a first down.
I wish I had a rewind button because Jalen James was out there leading Seeley down the field, and he had a monster block to spring Seeley free. Great block by Jalen James, the big guy getting downfield and contributing.
Terrific play that time. Well executed. Great screen pass. First down now. Hand it to Seeley, going to the right. Turns it up at the 50, 45, 40, 39, and another. First down for West Plains and a gain of 12. And it looks like since we got out of the hole, we've kind of got the mojo working again.
Now, first and 10 is brought to you by Will Banks Tire. Once you're a customer of Will Banks Tire, you will always be a customer of Will Banks Tire.
First down and 10 now from the 39 of Camdenton. Back to throw, pressure, over the middle, high and incomplete. Well, he had Heston Miller open. It looked like at about the 10-yard line, but there was some real pressure on Dagan Kinslow for one of the few times tonight.
One of the few times tonight, but it still was a gorgeous throw. It was just about 3 yards too far, and Heston, as fast as he is, was still not able to catch up to it. But kudos to Kinslow that time just to be able to get rid of the ball.
Safe to say the questions have been eliminated whether Dagan Kinslow can handle the starting quarterback spot.
Correct. Yeah, 100%.
Play clock down to 8. Game clock showing 18. Bad snap again, and Kinslow chases it down. And we're having some real issues in the communication between the center and the quarterback on these long snaps, and that'll be a huge loss again back to the 45-yard line. 45 of West Plains, that is.
Yeah, sometimes when you get eager and you have momentum on your side and you're wanting to make a big play, you're running through that play in your head before it happens, you're seeing everything except for the ball. And so sometimes you have to go back to the basics and just focus on getting the snap first and then do your play. And I think that's what's happened to us a couple times here. But we've got some plays we can get out of this hole we have before, and it's getting ready to happen here, I believe.
That's the end of the third quarter. West Plains leads Camdenton 28-0 back in 1 minute on KDY.
Pepsi Mid-America presents a tasty and downright lucrative opportunity. By simply enjoying select Pepsi Mid-America products, you could win up to $5,000 for your local participating schools. Beginning September 1st through January 31st, start collecting those teal caps from any Dr. Pepper, Crush, 7-Up, or Crisp and Clear products and help make your school shine bright with the illustrious gleam of cash money. Collect the caps from Pepsi Mid-America.
Ozark Conference football excitement continues now with the Zizzers on KDY.
Teams will swap into the field, and we get ready for the final 12 minutes of this game, this Ozark Conference game, which I think if you looked at the conference matchups tonight, this had to be the game that people were pointing at, saying that ought to be a dandy, and it's just been West Plains pretty much throughout. Now, third down, 26. From the 49, their own rollout, and Kinslow is sacked on the play, and they finally get to him for the sack, and the defense for Camdenton comes up with one of their best plays of the night. The tackle made on the sack by Garrett Stark, a 6'2", 175-pound defensive end, and now West Plains will be forced to punt the football.
Yeah, you almost have to in this situation, and you know, it's when you're up 28-0 late in the game in the fourth quarter, you cannot let your foot off the gas pedal, and I think we're not letting Camdenton back into the game, but we're obviously giving them an opening.
Kinslow will stand at the 20, bad snap, gets it and gets rid of it, and a really good kick. Lands at the 31 of Camdenton, takes a great West Plains bounce inside the 20-yard line. So let's see, that's going to be marked down to 17. That's a 50-yard punt with no return. What looked like it could have been a disaster.
On a fumbled snap. Yeah, absolutely brilliant punt.
So 1st and 10 now for the Camdenton Lakers, who have fumbled the football twice at their 1-yard line, or at the West Plains 1-yard line, threatening to go in for a score 2 times. They fumbled the football and find themselves in a 28-0 hole with 11:09 to go.
And you know who's listening to us tonight at home is my main man, Corby Redburn.
The Corb, I saw that on my messenger here, that Corby was in the house. Here's a running play over the left side. Tackle made after a gain of maybe, well, if there was a gain, maybe a half-a-yard loss on the play as they ran over the left side that time. And West Plains right there to put the kibosh on it. Now it'll be 2nd down and call it essentially 10 yards to go. Now deep snap. Shore, the quarterback, looks to the out man left, not open. Now scatters around, goes to the left, scrambling, throws it over the middle. Ball is incomplete, intended for the receiver at the 22-yard line. And again, good coverage that time by West Plains. The intended receiver was Javari Stewart. And you know, anytime the quarterback has that long to throw the football, when he's scrambling, it's really hard to maintain coverage. But West Plains, they really never gave him much of a shot that time.
No, really great coverage downfield, and that's the reason he had to scramble, because he had nobody to throw it to.
Here's an out pattern to the sideline left and a hit and out of bounds, and that'll stop the play as Dagan Kinslow again came up and made the stop on Faulkner. And that was a gain of about 2 or 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And there's no way if you're Camdenton you go for it here. I mean, well, yeah, I know. We've seen other things. Deep formation, short formation. The starting quarterback, Jacob Wormsley, is in there. In a deep set with 10:14 to go in the ball game. They're going to go for it. Here's an up and down pattern, or up and out pattern, high and incomplete, and West Plains will take over on 1st down and 10 to go from the Camdenton 20-yard line.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Chapala Mexican Restaurant. Enjoy the fiesta at Chapala Mexican Restaurant, West Plains and Willow Springs. Get 99-cent tacos on Tuesdays. Dine in or carry out, and find them on Facebook. Taco Tuesday.
Hey, I went in there for Taco Tuesday this week.
Did you?
I did.
Good.
I loaded up, got a half a dozen tacos.
Only cost you $5.90. What for?
Yeah, took some to my wife, and took some to work. 1st down and 10 from the 20 of Camdenton, running to the right. Seeley gets behind his big lineman. He'll get 2 yards and then be pushed backward. It'll be 2nd down and 8 yards to go.
One thing you like to see about a running back like Seeley, and we saw it with Lidgard before him, is that they are so patient. And I love it when they put their hand out on the back of their offensive lineman. Instead of outrunning their block, they're staying behind that block and hoping that something busts loose. That time it didn't, but it was set up for success.
No back with Kinslow now, man in motion from the left, and they will fake it and now hand to Connor Lair, who bounces wide to the left, 15-yard line, and a flag is down right at the point of the tackle. So we'll see if there's a hold there or maybe a face mask. There was a gain of about 4, maybe 5 on the play.
And Lair is one of those kids that's hard to bring down, but I think they brought him down by his face mask that time, and it seems like it's starting to get a little bit chippy out there, Harlan.
Well, West Plains is not backing up, so that's a good sign. Personal foul, face mask against West Plains.
Huh, interesting.
Huh. Well, it's not a mistake. They are backing it up, and West Plains, that's going to be a personal foul face mask, so that's a big penalty. So personal foul face mask against West Plains moves the ball back to the 30-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 20 from the 30 of Camdenton. Empty backfield. Kinslow races up, throws it to the near sideline, ball incomplete. We're going to try to get it on a little quick cut in, a little slant pattern to Dakota Henson. Or no, that was Heston Miller, the intended receiver, and that ball was incomplete, and there was pretty good coverage on the play as Camdenton was ready for that. So now, 3rd down and 20. Clock running, or was running, stopped on the incompletion. 9:17. Man in motion is Miller. They'll hand it to him on the sweep left, has some blocking. And they'll stop him at near the original line of scrimmage around the 20-yard line. So that'll bring up 4th down.
4th and about 10 for the West Plains Zizzers, but good run by Heston Miller that time. He didn't outrun his blocks, and good pursuit by Camdenton. About all you can do with Heston Miller is get downfield and wait on him, because you're not going to catch him
you're not
side to
catch
side
him.
Or from behind.
So the play comes in from the sideline. West Plains will go for it on 4th down and 10 from the 20-yard line of Camdenton. 3 receivers to the right. And timeout's going to be called by West Plains.
Timeout taken by the Zizzers.
I was going to count heads and see if they had perhaps too many. No, they had the right number out there. They're just going to talk about it here with 8:32 to go. So the wide side of the field will be out here to the right. They're on the left hash mark. So you got some room to play with over there. They have 3 receivers lined up. They're ready to go. 30-second timeout. Nate, back with more in a moment from Zizzer Stadium on KDY.
And there's a flag on the play.
Dr. Edwin Roeder of Ozarks Medical Center Orthopedics is proud to be the Zizzer team physician. The team at OMC sends best wishes to all Zizzer athletics for safe play and for exceptional sportsmanship. OMC hopes you stay healthy, but if injuries happen, Dr. Roeder and the rest of his team are there to help you with your recovery. OMC Orthopedics, a proud supporter of Zizzer athletics.
It's back to the field for more Zizzer football action on Hot Country KDY.
4th down and 10, rollout play. Here's Kinslow, throws it to the corner, high and incomplete. Tried to get it to Heston Miller, but that one was too tall, and Heston Slow getting up. That helmet popped off, but he's all right. He's a football player.
He is a football player, and Kinslow threw that absolutely on a rope. And we've seen his soft touch with his long passes, but that was about a 25 to 30-yard pass, about a 20-yard pass, absolutely on a rope.
So Camdenton will take over. Kinslow's pass intended for Heston Miller. He's being checked on the near sideline, down on one knee, but it will be Camdenton football, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Lakers will send, as they have all night long pretty much, 5 wide when they're not sending 7 wide. Back to throw it. Stepping up in the pocket, Wormsley will throw over the middle. Ball is broken up. What a play at the 37-yard line. Should I say that was Dagan Kinslow again?
You might as well, because it was. He is all over the field tonight, and we've seen some, really, our defensive backs, Eldringhoff, Kinslow, outside linebackers, Jesse Hudson. I mean, these guys are playing a monster game.
On 2nd down, Wormsley looks left, right, tells somebody to take off. Now, he continues to scramble in the backfield, and he'll be dropped for a loss and a sack on the play. And the Zizzers finally got to him. It was Titus Seeley that made the stop, made the sack on the play. There will be a big loss on that all the way back to the 10, a loss at 12. And now it's 3rd down at about 23.
They said Titus Seeley, but I'm pretty sure that was Garrett Drown.
Garrett Drown?
Yeah, they both have the long moppy hair coming out the back of their helmet.
Now on 3rd down, they'll throw the out pattern to the right. Good true tackle and no gain on the play, maybe a yard or 2. And again, there he is, coming up to make the play from the secondary. Dagan Kinslow. Griffin, the receiver, but it was fruitless. Now it's 4th and 22. And they'll kick out of a short formation more than likely. Here's a snap. They'll kick it. Pretty good kick. Nobody back deep for West Plains. He'll take a dandy bounce for Camdenton. They'll down it at the West Plains 42-yard line, so that's a 46-yard punt with no return.
This is our 1st and 10 will be brought to you by Hawkins Lawn and Garden. Best brands, best service since 1967.
So 7:10 to go, Reed. What do you do now?
I think you're in the driver's seat now, up 28-0. No need to do anything crazy. I think you run the ball between the tackles, hopefully convert a few 1st downs and drain the clock down, and we can go home with a victory.
West Plains offensive line, I think, has probably been the key to the game for West Plains here tonight. They've done a great job. Running play to the right. Seeley tries to find that gap, does. 50-yard line, tripped up at the 47-yard line at Camdenton. Gain of 11 and a 1st down for West Plains with 7:04 in counting.
Okay, had a late flag come in behind the play, so we're going to get a hold on the West Plains Zizzers, and they're going to take that one back 10 yards.
I think ever since I bragged about our lack of holding and penalties here in the last couple of weeks, we've had a problem.
I think you jinxed us, Harlan.
I did. I'll never do that again. So back to the 35-yard line after the holding penalty. And it'll be first down and 10. In the second half, we've only had one touchdown scored, and that was by West Plains in the third quarter on a 6-yard run by Kinslow. Now, first and long, and there's another snap over the center's head. It's loose on the turf, diving for it, Kinslow, and he makes a terrific play just to cover the ball back at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, there was, 5 or 6 white jerseys around the ball. We were very lucky that they did not get a scoop and score that time. Kinslow very wisely jumped on the ball and covered it up, and we're going to live to fight another down. But, man, again, we are in a deep black hole.
Second and 42 from their own 12-yard line. And we started out with pretty good field position here at the 42-yard line, and it just kind of melted down from there. Here's a snap, running play to the right. Seeley gets a little lane, turns it up, dives forward across the 20 or the 21-yard line. And that'll be a gain of 9 on the play.
Seeley, when he turns the corner, he shifts it into another gear, and he is going to get as much yardage as he can possibly get. And he plays with so much energy and so fun to watch on offense and on defense.
We got a player down on the field for the Camdenton Lakers right in the middle of the field, so we have a timeout on the field, and we'll take a timeout too with 5:52 to play in the football game. It's all West Plains. They lead at 28-0. We're back in 1 minute on KDY.
Heart of the Ozarks Medical Equipment announces a new product line for preventative health. WellU products are now available at home. WellU specializes in oxygen and vital signs monitors that you can use in your home. These portable monitors check your oxygen saturation and vital signs and have Bluetooth technology that will sync with any mobile device, tablet, PC, or laptop. Keep healthy and check out these affordable monitors at home. 1703 West 8th Street in West Plains. Welcome home.
It won't be long until temperatures start falling, and we'll be kicking on the heat at night. So, is your furnace ready? Give Current Incorporated a call today. They'll make sure your system is ready to go so you aren't left in the cold. If you're needing a new heating and cooling system, Current is your local York dealer. Give them a call today.
Real fast service right to your door. Call 257-0504. 257-0504.
West Plains football continues now on Hot Country KDY.
We've come back, third down and 31. And West Plains will draw Camdenton off on the hard count, and so that'll make it a more manageable third down and 26.
Yeah, thankfully the injured Laker player prior to the break was able to walk off on his own power. That's always good to see.
Garrett Stark, a junior defensive end, was the player hurt, but he walked off under his own power. Now, third and long, they'll hand it off. Seeley round the right end. He's got a little blocking. Gets across the 30. He stepped out of bounds as he was going up the right sideline. Let's see where they mark him out. They're going to mark him out. Well, maybe not. I guess they marked him down right where he went down at the 45 of West Plains. So, well, they got it back to the original line of scrimmage and then some. Now it's 4th and 7.
Yeah, 4th and 7 in this part of the field, and I almost guarantee we'll go for it. So we have Kinslow in there, who's also a punter. If we do decide to punt it at the last second, he's in there. But at this part of the field, you almost have to go for it.
Referee will come over after blowing the whistle and stopping play. And Matt Perkins comes out on the field, whatever the concern was. Not sure, but we'll go from there.
Had to reset the clock. It was had run down, but it should have been at 5 minutes and 15 seconds, so they reset the clock.
All right, 4th down and about 7 from the 45. Hard snap count. They don't bite this time, so now they'll have to call the play with 10 seconds to go on the play clock. Draw play to the right side, and there's Seeley again. Gets a first down.
Attaboy.
Wow. He cut that play up, and now another flag is down right where the tackle was made. Seeley ended up picking up 10 yards, but will it count?
Looks like it's going to be a face masking on Camdenton.
All right.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 will be brought to you by Home, Heart of the Ozarks Medical Equipment, provider of home medical equipment and supplies at 1703 West 8th Street over by Ozarks Medical Center campus.
All right, so with the penalty, that'll move the football to the 31 of Camdenton with 5:09 to play. Zizzers will again line up with, this time 2 receivers to the right. Now they'll put Seeley in the backfield from the 31. Fake it, Kenslow left, spun around, and he'll be tackled inside the 30-yard line at the 28. And that'll bring up 2nd down at about 7, but really at this point, with 4:35 to go, you got the game won, and the thing that you want to do is get this game over with as soon as possible and not get somebody nicked up before you go to Kickapoo.
Yeah, correct.
It'll be 2nd down and 7. Running play. Seeley cuts it back to the middle, and he'll be tackled inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. He is a classic example of a running back. Like you said earlier, he'll wait, and he'll wait for his lineman, and then he'll make his move. But he also is a running back that really does a good job running with his head up and really surveying the play, and he can see those things in real time, which seem probably a little slower to him.
Yeah, he's able to find the cutback lanes and hit them hard.
Kenslow with a fake at the 20-yard line. He'll have a 1st down for the West Plains Zizzers. He'll move it from the 24 down to about the 17, and that's a gain of 7. And West Plains will hold on to the football and have 1st down.
That 1st and 10 is brought to you by Brown Furniture and Appliance, growing with the Ozarks since 1949. Go see them in beautiful downtown West Plains.
If this game ends like this, score-wise, this is going to get a lot of attention.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
28-0. West Plains on 1st down from the 17, a high snap, and Kenslow will be sacked back to the 30. I know what we're going to work on next week.
Yeah, I bet that's going to be worked into the weekly practice regimen.
So a loss on the play of 13. Clock continues to run, though. That's the big thing. Down to 2:50 to go. On 2nd down, hand it to Seeley again to the right, cuts it up, finds the block, gets to about the 21-yard line before he stopped there, gain of 9 on the play. And now Camdenton's going to call a timeout. With 2:29 to go, we'll call timeout with the score West Plains 28, Camdenton nothing. Back in a minute on KDY.
It's been said the best things in life are free, like free checking from West Plains Bank and Trust Company, including free mobile banking with deposit, free bill pay, free e-statements, and free Zizzer debit card that gives back to the school each time you use it to make a purchase. And, did I mention, you receive a free gift just for opening an account. Refer a friend who opens an account and you both get a free gift. View account detail at westplainsbank.com. West Plains Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Call Ozark Hills Insurance at 257-1285. 4 locations: West Plains, Thayer, Gainesville, Mountain Home.
Now it's more Zizzer football excitement on Hot Country KDY.
It's 3rd down and about 14 for West Plains. And now a running play around the right side. spinning is Seeley, and he'll take a couple of licks and be tackled at the 18-yard line. So it's 4th down now. Close to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down and 11. 2:10 and counting in West Plains. You may as well go for it, even if your intention, of course, you'd probably like to get the first down, but the point is to run more time off the clock and just get this thing over with.
I can promise you what the kids are thinking. They want to score again.
Well,
that's what they really want to do.
Not unusual.
Yeah.
You want to score. Single back. Kinslow on 4th down lobs it to the end zone, and a high pass is incomplete. They tried to get it. Probably was that, I can't tell if it was Miller or not.
Nope, that was number 19, Josh Leeser. He's our 6'6", 195 wide receiver, so I'm sure that was a design play for him. Put the tall kid in the end zone and throw it to him.
So now it'll be a turnover on downs. Camdenton will have a shot one more time.
And this first down will be brought to you by, I think I got everybody except for Bureau. For anything for the office, think Bureau. Go see him at 202 West Main Street in downtown West Plains, Missouri.
That'd been sadly ironic if you'd have just glossed over that.
Yeah.
You got quite a business, and you serve. I just was surprised at how large an area Bureau serves. It's really something.
Yeah, my crew does a really, really good job, and thankfully it's just a great place to work. It's one of those places I enjoy going every morning.
Here's a pass play, and that'll work for about 3, maybe 4 yards as the Lakers throw it over the middle again to Faulkner. Faulkner's been the guy they've thrown the ball to most times tonight, and he's touched the ball probably more. Now quick pass out to the right sideline. This time it's caught and driven out of bounds to stop time, and that was Philip Curl, who he was the guy that took the ball down to the goal line and had it popped loose earlier in the ball game. But now, in retrospect, we thought that was a big play, and it was a big play in the ball game. Now back to throw again. Wormsley out to the right, flat tackle made in the open, and another terrific play defensively for West Plains. Coming up to make the play that time was Jesse Hudson. I'd have to give him a vote for our player of the game tonight. He's really been good.
He really has been. He's been all over the field, and he's been he's quick enough to get to that perimeter, which is nice.
Back to throw again, Wormsley on 2nd and 8. Heaves it down the middle of the field. Jump ball, nobody, incomplete. It looked like we had 2 Zizzers there. Curley was the intended receiver down at the West Plains 37-yard line. So 39 seconds to go. And if West Plains can get another stop here, they'll be able to get the ball back and take a knee, and that'll be it. We'll have Scott Womack come up here after the ball game and get his thoughts about all this. Back to throw it, Wormsley. Inside slant ball is tipped incomplete. And a flag's going to be thrown as Wormsley got hit as he let go of the football.
Yeah, and that was one of those bang-bang plays, but I think you have to be within 1 step of the quarterback after he releases the ball, and I think we might have had 2 or 3.
Tristan Clark, I think, was the number that got in there and got him. And he's coming off the field holding a hamstring, and so hopefully that's nothing too serious. But 34 seconds ago, that'll be a first down for the Camdenton Lakers. At their own 47-yard line. Wormsley throws to the near sideline. Caught but out of bounds. That'll be incomplete. With 29 seconds to go. This is starting to look like the Glendale game a little bit here.
Yeah, it is.
How can we stretch a half a minute into half an hour? So next week it's on the road. Springfield Kickapoo will have that game here on KDY, and we'll also have it on our live stream. Back to throw it. Little inside slant play, and it's caught. That'll be enough for a first down and then some out of bounds at the 43. Tackle made out of bounds as they got the football to Javari Stewart. And he made something out of that, Reed. That was a good play, and he showed some speed there. That's a first down for Camdenton at the 37-yard line of West Plains.
And that first and 10 is brought to you by SRS Electric Service. Rely on them for any electrical needs, commercial or residential.
From the 37, West Plains, they're trying to break the shutout. Heave it down the right side. Man, wide open, and the catch is made. He'll make a move, and he'll score a touchdown. Touchdown by Curley on that pass play. That breaks the shutout. Philip Curley with the touchdown with 13 seconds to go. Boy, that was blown coverage right there.
That was absolutely blown coverage, and I'm starting to see a smattering of clean jerseys out there, so Camdenton was able to take advantage of some fresh players out there and avoided the shutout. Still, maybe some morale points for them going home, but still, it's been a long night for Camdenton.
So a touchdown play. I believe that would have covered 37 yards. So now the extra point try, and the kick is up, and the kick is no good. So 28-6, and we'll have the kickoff, and then we'll take a knee, and that'll be the football game. So next week, Kickapoo, and in 2 weeks, we've got another real good opponent. We'll have the Lebanon Yellow Jackets in here.
Yes.
And this is such a more favorable schedule for us this season, Reed, with the games that we have here at home. But when we get to the end of the season, we're going to have Bolivar here, and that'll be interesting. Bolivar surprising some people with how good they are this year, since they lost all of their skill people in the backfield. But one thing that people forgot, they've got a bunch of guys on that offensive line that go anywhere from 300 to 315 pounds who are seriously good football players, and they have made them another team to deal with this year.
Of course, Bolivar is a welcome addition to the Ozark Conference. We lost Central, who decided not to remain in the Ozark Conference, and we backfilled with Bolivar, and what a great add, because they're going to add to the competitiveness of an already very tough conference. And I would say with West Plains, Camdenton, Lebanon, Kickapoo, and Bolivar, it's going to be one of the tougher conferences in the state of Missouri.
Bolivar is only in the Ozark Conference in football this year, but I think next year everything else joins in. So, what is the chance of this being an onside kick? Pretty good. Here's the onside kick, high bounce, cut, pulled out of midair at the 50. West Plains will have it, and it'll be one play, and that'll be it. Scott Womack will join us up here on our post game. Nate, check in with me here as we go to the commercial break. I'll give you a heads up on our cue here as to kind of how we go about things here in the last portion of our broadcast. West Plains will come to the sideline, and they'll be told victory formation, take a knee, and that's it. So all in all, even though the second half was pretty ragged, now a flag comes down.
That get us for a delay of game. Yeah, so that's going to back us up 5 yards, and we'll go into the victory formation again.
Just got to snap it once and take a knee, and that's going to be it. 28-6, 10 seconds to go. There it is. There's the knee. And this football game is over. West Plains goes to 4-0, and they with a very impressive 28-6 win over Camdenton here at McDonald Field at Zizzer Stadium tonight. Scott Womack joins us on the post game coming up in just a few moments on KDY.
After the Friday night football game, breaking news, Bailey Chevrolet now offers Saturday service for you, our customers. Call or come by and make your Saturday oil change appointment now. The Bailey service team is waiting for you.
Go for
this is Garrett at Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply in West Plains. The weather is going to change soon, so get a head start and save on great steel products like the BG56 leaf blower, now only $159.99, or the BGA57 battery-powered set, now $179.99. Upgrade and save $90 on the BGA57 2-battery bundle, now just $249.99. Stop in and save today.
Hirsch Feed and Farm Supply, we're more than a farm store.
After the game tonight, tune in to 96.9 The Fox and join me, James Hurt, for the Locker Room Show. We'll recap the scores of area games, hear from some of the area announcers, and we want to hear from you. Call 417-257-0369 and talk about your favorite team. Hand out game balls to deserving athletes. That's the Locker Room Show on 96.9 The Fox tonight, following the Liberty Eagles broadcast. Tune in and call in after the game. That number again, 417-257-0369.
Not many businesses have lasted 60 years. One that has stood the test of time is West Plains Propane. 60 years in West Plains and now 6 in Gainesville. Yeah, they're doing something right. They have fuel pumps pumping diesel and gasoline at 508 Lincoln and North Highway 63 in West Plains. They deliver propane, gas, and diesel in South Central Missouri. West Plains Propane keeps you on your way and fuels your needs. West Plains Propane for over 60 years.
Steak and Shake now has homemade ice cream and homemade whipped cream too. So the best shakes in town just got better. And this allows for all your favorite shakes to be made lightning fast. The ice cream is homemade, the whipped cream is homemade, and now the faster times get you through the drive-thru quicker than ever. Get the Steak and Shake today for all your favorites, and don't forget the shake made with homemade ice cream and whipped cream. Steak and Shake, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days a week in West Plains.
Owning your home or farm is an American dream. Wiles Abstract and Title help you accomplish that dream by having expanded services to make buying or selling real estate seamless. Closing services include electronic signatures, which limits the number of physical signatures needed.
This is Ashley Matajak at Wiles Title. Buying and selling real estate is an exciting time. Don't let the stress overwhelm you. Choose Wiles Title and let us take care of it for you. It's your choice. Choose Wiles Abstract and Title on the Square, downtown West Plains.
Hi, this is Taylor Grubauer with Taylor Grubauer Chevrolet Buick GMC in West Plains. We're not only where to go to buy a car, but we're also the place to go to sell your car. Bring your vehicles and titles for an instant cash offer. Find new roads at Taylor Grubauer Chevrolet Buick GMC in West Plains.
It's where to go and buy your car. Great service and best price by far. In West Plains Mo, it's where we are. Taylor Grubauer Chevrolet in West Plains.
The Zizzers play here on today's Hot New Country KDY.
We have Scott Womack up here in the booth. The final score in the game, 28-6. West Plains picks up their fourth win in as many games, and the Ozark Conference record stays unblemished as we have the assistant coach up here with us right now. What were your general thoughts about this whole thing? Because you beat a Camdenton team pretty decisively tonight.
Yeah, I thought offensively we just physical played them, and you know they couldn't stop our run. I mean, Titus ran it well, Connor ran it well, Dagan ran it well, Heston ran it well, and then we were able to do that, and they started creeping up so much we was able to hit them over the top on 2 or 3 long passes that really helped. I think we hit Heston once, and we hit Connor once, and then defensively, I just thought we'd really put them behind the chains a lot, and they were always scrambling around back there, and they'd never really gotten a rhythm, and the 2 times they did, defense stood tall and stopped them inside the 2. And so that was kind of the difference in the game right there, because, you know, if they put those 2 in, and, you know, it's a 1-score game.
I thought in the first half, and Reed and I mentioned this, I think, a couple of times, we've seen here after the 4th week, we've seen this football team. I thought the first half was maybe as good a half as you played this year.
Yeah, I think our line is really getting a lot better and more cohesive, and you know, we're being more consistent in our runs. The thing that hurt us tonight, of course, we lost Magnus right off in that first series with an ankle injury, and so had a new center in there and had a few bad snaps, but we also had a couple of snaps that we probably should have caught, and so you know, we had, I think you probably know, a 3rd and 43 and a 3rd and 54 or something like that. Yeah. Well, what was amazing on the 3rd and 43 or 2nd and 43, I think we ended up getting that first down. but we kind of just wore them out. But, yeah, I just think our offense is starting to gel a little bit, and it helped getting Connor back in the backfield. He'd been kind of nagged with some injuries over the last couple of weeks, so we're just trying to play him on defense. And when you put him back there, it gives you a four-headed monster, basically, and on offense. You just can't stop one person. And then defensively, they just keep getting better every week or so. It was young in the defensive secondary. And Jesse Hudson tonight just did an outstanding job out there. He had a lot of really good tackles. They were playing that bubble towards him, and he did a nice job.
I thought if we gave a game ball, gave away 2 game balls tonight, we'd give one to the offensive line for West Plains and give one to Jesse Hudson because, in recent games, we've talked a lot about Garrett Drown and how he's really come on. Tonight we saw Jesse Hudson really make an impression.
He did. He like I said, he played outstanding. And then the other guy in the secondary, and he's such a good athlete. I mean, he shows it on offense, but Dagan Kinslow was covering their best player. We was really scared about the Zizzer kid, and he may have shut him out tonight. I think he did have one catch or so. He dropped one here on the sideline, but I don't know how many Dagan knocked away. Of course, he had the pick early in the game and almost had another pick that just barely hit the ground right before that. But, yeah, those two in the defensive secondary was really nice. And I think your game ball also to the offensive line because we was able to run the ball very well tonight.
And, speaking of Dagan Kinslow, he was out there all the time tonight. And they being Camdenton, they platooned. They had 2 different squads out there on each side of the football. You don't have that luxury. And if it had been a close game, that could have been a factor a little bit later on. But you jumped on them so hard in the first half, it didn't matter.
Right. And that's our worry. And you don't get as worried deep in the season as you are early when it was hot. And, at Glendale, we really struggled trying to play kids both ways. But, yeah, we've got 3 or 4 kids. Titus doesn't come off the field. Connor really doesn't. And Dagan doesn't come off the field much. And so and now Heston doesn't come off the field. So we got 4 kids that pretty much play both ways. So, but they should get in better shape as the year goes along, and hopefully they'll stay healthy. And if we can have those 4 on the field, it helps on both sides of the ball.
You kind of, well, I say you. My thought was, I hope we don't, look over this game because you got Kickapoo next week. But now that you're by this game, what do you expect next week?
Well, first of all, I don't think we'll ever overlook Camdenton. I mean, that's probably one of our big rivalries. It has been for years for us. But, we've had their number as of late. They got us last year, but I think before that we'd beat them 6 out of 7 times. So we've kind of had their number, but I think the guys, they're kind of a measuring stick when you go to their place and see the state banners and everything. So, but Kickapoo they would be really good because I think they got like 25, 28 seniors. And so they've kind of been, for the last couple of years, they've kind of took their lumps, but they were saying, we're playing younger kids. We think we're going to be, there in a couple of years. So they're playing really well with a lot of confidence. And it's going to be interesting to see how that game with Webb comes out tonight because it's hard right now just to know how everybody is. Like I said, Bolivar's undefeated, but they've had a lot of close games. It was a close game, 1-score game against Rolla, and tonight I think you said they were getting beat, and so it's just kind of been weird, and a lot of it probably has to do with what kids you get on the field because you never know. Parkview didn't have enough to even play tonight because they get quarantined or whatever. So it just depends on who we get on the field, and it can change from week to week. But we expect them to be physical. They have some really good athletes on the perimeter. So we'll have to be ready to go.
And I think your football team is getting better each week, and that's something that you watch for, and I think we're seeing that happen.
Yeah, and I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago or whatever. Without having any summer stuff to work on things, I think you're going to see that with a lot of teams. They're going to get better as the year goes along, just because. You missed out on 3 or 4 weeks of 7-on-7 and team camps and things like that. So it's just one of them things that you're just going to keep getting better, and then hopefully by the end of the year you're healthy and you're peaking at the right time.
Scott Womack, thank you very much. We'll look forward to Kickapoo next week. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Harlan.
All right. We'll take our final break, come back, and wrap it up as we had a winner tonight at McDonald's Field at Zizzer Stadium, 28-6, West Plains over Camdenton. Back to wrap it up in just a moment on KDY.